Hey, welcome to Draining the Swamp, Hunter the Reckoning 5th Edition game by Renegade Game Studios. This game takes place in a little shithole known as Morgan City, Louisiana. But don't worry, it's not the real Morgan City. No, this is some dark, fucked up Morgan City where the little bits of humanity try to cling to some sort of illusion that we own the world and things are fine and things are dandy, but they're not. No, this place is riddled with all sorts of fucked up shit from blood-sucking vampires to weird fucking ghosts to guys who turn into werewolves that are like 7 feet tall and this place is fuck shit. But I mean, this story isn't about the people who live here or the fuck shit that exists and festers in this place. No, this story is a game about four reasonable people who know about these little mysteries that nobody else in humanity knows about, and we have set aside our time and put away our pride to go and fight some monsters, make the world at least a bit of a safer place. Um, Unfortunately, while we're doing our jobs, we do kind of come across a lot of things such as body horror, drug use, sexual references, blood, death, and hell, even murder if you're not careful. You just want to be careful with your surroundings when you're listening to us or watching our videos. And if any of those things aren't suiting you, then maybe this might not be the place for you. But if you are, if these things are within your sensibilities and you don't get scared easy, then why don't you come with us as we tell you a hunter story?
Hello everyone, welcome to Heroic Studios Gaming's Hunter the Reckoning Draining the Swamp, Episode 5. I'm joined here by my players, who are playing Joseph, Alex, and Ophelia. Sorry, it's reading chat. Reading chat is distracting, chat. Don't be distracting. Anyway, we're live
chat.
here.
We need the help.
We're taking the story from where we left off, which was after these three individuals decided to go ahead and raid the Barron's pharmaceutical compound to find the source of milk, determine what was going on, where it was going, and who was getting it. They decided to burn it all to the ground while also killing a tree that had 1,000 mouths or some other such weird bullshit that they didn't like. And scared everybody except Alex, who's apparently immune to that sort of thing when on all kinds of drugs because drugs are bad slash good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But after
Drugs are
deciding,
good.
yeah, after deciding to burn down the facility, they ran away from the biker gang that arrived, met someone named Patty Lancaster inside the administrative building of the facility, who struck a deal with them, giving them 24 hours to get their stuff together and get the hell out of town, which they're intending to use to figure out what the hell's going on. But as they were winding down for the night, Joseph received a phone call from one of his friends, a bartender at Legacy Bar in town. Yeah, I know. Legacy Bar in town. And that message was that someone, apparently howling at the moon and going crazy, destroyed a bunch of motorcycles and cars and caused havoc in the parking lot of the bar. Worried for his friend, Joseph told her to pack everything up and get the hell out of town, and maybe he'd explain it later. And that's where we open this particular session.
Mm-hmm. I'm speed walking out the door, phone in hands. Be back later. Friend in danger at the Legacy Bar. Grabbing like the keys to the van. Gearing up to go out. Going out. Start the car.
Can I roll to see if I hear him leaving?
I mean, you probably don't have to roll. So the house is a house, right? Like we said, it was an old plantation house, but it's still a house. It might be 2 stories, but the television room is probably like the sitting parlor or something. The old den sitting parlor. It's probably near the front door. You would definitely hear somebody moving around the house. Probably also one of those things where like going outside involves opening a screen door that whacks closed real loud like they do a lot in the South. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That old squeaky screen door.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, you would definitely know he was going outside.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to be quiet about it. Yeah, Alex, gotta go.
What? Is this monster related?
Yes, but he's not. I'm not going where a monster is. I'm going where a monster was. A friend isn't safe.
Oh, yeah, that's much safer. Fuck. 1 sec. Comes out.
Oh.
Pistol. Art jacket. I mean, right?
Yeah, I think the lead guy, maybe, definitely one of the vampires, showed up at the Legacy Bar, where my friend, owns and works.
Lead vampire?
Werewolf. And was like destroying shit, howling at the moon. He ran off or whatever. But I need to block up the bar, make sure my friend is safe, and I wanted to interview that crowd, talk to them, see what they know, see what they saw.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
No, fuck it.
Get in.
Yeah. Ophelia!
Oh, Jesus.
She'll, you just hear the sounds of like weights dropping.
Good, it falls through the floor. The first floor.
And she just pops her head out. What?
Werewolf sighting. We weren't gonna sleep anyway, right?
Yeah, fuck it. All right. Hold on just 1 minute. I'm just gonna go back into her room, do some fun illegal activities, and then grab her 9mm, her flak jacket, and her
Oh shit.
knife.
1 second. I'm gonna dart back inside. I'm gonna go to like the kitchen, and I'm gonna look around for like silverware that's actually silver. I don't know if I can actually identify silver, but I'd like to find the most silver-looking silverware, preferably a knife. Can I roll for that?
Yeah, you should be able to find some things. I mean, I don't know if you have to roll. You want to find some silverware? Maybe a silver knife? Yeah, you could find that sort of stuff. This is one of those old houses. I'm sure that they've got the old silver knives and spoons and things. like
Cool.
around, so you could easily find some stuff. Sure, it's probably tarnished. It needs to be cleaned, but otherwise good.
Works for me.
Yep.
As we head back out, I give it to Ophelia. I don't know if it's like if this actually works, but I mean, apparently daylight and stakes work on vampires, so not all the bullshit that can be wrong, right?
She'll put it where she kind of like stashes her other like knives and stuff in the little like pocket of her flak jacket.
If all else fails, we've still got Molotovs.
It's true.
All right.
I
To the
begin to
bar.
drive.
Okay. Crossing the distance from Berwick into, downtown. We've already done this trip so many times now. It's just like, what is this trip? Going across through the downtown Berwick, across the bridge, past the triangle lighthouse that's red.
Seriously, giant lighthouse with a big red light on top of it. What the fuck are we doing with ourselves?
Get to the other side. Only this time you continue past, the Purity Meadows, like contraption of a leasing or a modern high-rise apartment building, past the statue of the Our Lady of the Sea, which you get to see full on because now you drive straight up and past it. So you go around the boat, that whole business in the middle of the road there, Berkshire Avenue. Until you eventually get to basically the other side of town, right before Lake Palourde. Palourde. I can never remember how to say that. But before you get there, there's the shopping area, and then you make a turn. You sort of follow the freeways. It sort of turns and starts heading toward New Orleans, because that's the main road. Go past. You're just actually arriving at Martin Luther King Avenue, which you remember if you make a right turn on, you'll go down to the Red Roof Red Roof Motel, where the murder was. But instead you take a left turn, and in that area right over there, just past that intersection on the left, is where you get this sort of rundown, this blue collar bar, trucker stop kind of feel. And then this like no-tell motel, very small motel next to it that doesn't ask questions. The sign comes on and off constantly, like it's almost like a bug zapper instead of an actual light for the hotel. Where like it seems to spark whenever flies get close to it, that kind of thing. But it's a big empty. The parking lot is this big sort of dirt parking lot. There's no like lines drawn in anywhere. It's not like an actual parking lot. I mean, it probably once was, but it's in like such disarray now of like broken pieces and chunks. It's kind of gravelly. But there is some semblance of like an actual parking lot. But then there's like some diesel, like 18-wheeler diesel trucks parked off to the side, and then like a bunch of motorcycles. And at this point in time, there's also some cars. But the first thing you see is like a series of motorcycles that seem to have been sort of smashed on the side, and a car that is parked in the lot that looks like it has damage on like one of its corners, like on the passenger side, like its lights smashed in, and the hood's been damaged, and the bumper's all kinds of messed up. Yeah, and you see just a bunch of people standing around, right, sort of talking about stuff and like smoking, and like they're someone's on their phone talking to what it sounds like an insurance agent.
First, do I see Eliza or a car she might drive or anything in my immediate field of view?
I mean, you told her to get the hell out of there without like question, so she would have probably ditched out because that's what you told her to do.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think she would have been like, "Oh yeah, he's the expert. Let me, disobey everything he says for my safety."
As we stop, I'm gonna park the van. I'm gonna like grab a camera out of my bag or something, turn it on, hold it, hand it to Ophelia. Hey, I need you to be our cameraman. People think cameras are authority, like news.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, that is what she told you, right? That she told you that the people would talk to you if they thought it was going to be like their 15 minutes of fame.
Right, right. They're like, "Oh my God, guess what we saw?" I'm like, "Oh my God, tell me what you saw."
Yeah.
And then we're gonna work. So I'll get Alex, be my co-anchor, production assistant. I don't know. You pick.
We don't have time for this. You got to get on screen.
Yeah, you walk out, we get out, and I'm walking backwards now, facing Ophelia to the camera, and now we're on the scene where we've heard word of some sort of destructive incident. We hear a man was destroying these motorcycles, still all over the place, and I'll turn to one of the onlookers. Sir, did you see the incident?
Yeah, guy's smoking a cigarette. He's like, what the hell? And then he like throws the cigarette on the ground. He like straightens up his shirt. He's like, oh, yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I did see that there incident.
What can you tell us about it, sir? What did it look like to your eyes?
Well, I was just kind of coming out of the bar, just having a few drinks after work with the boys, right? With the boys, like you do. And yeah, there was this like crazy fella with like crazy hair like coming out of his ears and like all over, and just like a big beard, like very hairy man. And he was just howling up a storm and yelling at people as he was walking away. Like there was this whole crashing, sort of mangling of cars and motorcycles and people yelling. It was crazy.
That must have been terrifying to look at, sir. How did you feel in that moment?
Well, I gotta say that I'm a pretty calm fella, and I just kind of was like, whoa, what's going on here? This is a bit strange, but I kept my cool. Because you can't panic in a situation like that. You gotta be ready, and that's what they call me. They call me Ready Freddy, right? That's what they call me.
Ready Freddy?
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you for sharing with us, Freddy. I just got a couple more questions.
Yeah, my name is Frederick Bondville, but
I'll deal with that after, sir. we'll do that. And I'm
all
gonna
right, just make sure you credit Bondville, and also make sure that it says like with the boys, so my wife doesn't think something else was up. Because I was honestly with the boys. Right, it was honestly with the boys. I'm not trying to cover that up.
Right.
Just
Ready,
make sure.
Freddy,
She's gonna be like, "What were you doing at the bar?"
Ready with the boys. Don't worry, we will send you a link to this video personally. You got an email address?
You know what? I'll get Freddy's information.
You get Freddy's email address.
Yeah.
Who was the closest to the incident?
One of the other guys goes, "Well, that'd be me." He's
Perfect,
wearing like a bit of a biker's vest. Like there's no like insignia on it, but it's definitely like a leather sort of vest.
Real quick, I assume you would have told us this beforehand, but it's not our bikers, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Sir, could we interview for a moment about your position, your view on the incident?
Sure, yeah. That's fine. This would be great. Actually, you can help me with my statement to the insurance company, who seems to not believe anything that I just said.
Yeah, of course.
Well, let me just break it down. While we were just hanging out here in the parking lot, we had been cut off because we'd had a little too much. But I think we're fine. We're sober now. This has definitely sobered us all up. But me and then Tommy over here, and he points to another guy who's got like a vest, who's just like sitting kind of on the ground by one of the broken motorcycles. It's like he's checking it out a little bit. So we were just hanging out. We decided to pop open some of our own beers. We got at the 7-Eleven just down the street there. But then this guy, he just threw this car into our motorcycles. Just like threw it. Like you can ask the driver over there. He was just driving, following all of the traffic laws, when all of a sudden this guy just threw his car into the parking lot, into our bikes, and yeah.
This is a weird question. Did you get a look at his teeth or his fingers?
I wasn't quite looking at his teeth or fingers, but I would say that they were normal for whatever you think it was.
Interesting. Now, did you see where he went after?
Yeah, sure I did. And I even told the police about it that came by just a little while ago. Because I think the driver there, he called them because he's that, and he puts the guy that's on his phone. He's like, he was because he wanted a police report on this incident. The police officer, he just kind of went after the guy, right? Anyway, he went down MLK, down Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard down here. He was headed toward the Bayou Schaefer. I think over by the water there is where he was headed. Not toward the lake, right? He was headed the other way, so like a south down the road there.
And did you catch the police officer's name who came by?
I did not. He's not a normal guy. I don't. Usually I see like this one guy in town all the time. I forget his name. Benoit, that's his name. Yeah, I run into him a couple times, but that wasn't him. It was someone else.
Thank you very much for your comments, sir. We'll make sure that whatever you need gets sent to the insurance company. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll talk to your assistant or executive producer or whoever this person is over here. This young lady,
Absolutely.
and we'll
Got you
get
covered.
that all worked out so you can get my details off, and I can get the stuff and get in my insurance. You do all that.
And then I'm gonna move over to the man that was in the car that got thrown. He's not like cut or bleeding or like actively trapped in the car, right?
He's not trapped in the car. He was standing outside the car and he was on his phone.
Okay.
He's still on his phone, but you can see that he's got some like what appears to be some minor cuts and scrapes like on his fingers and his face. His airbag definitely deployed inside the car.
I walk over there, but before I like ask for comment, oh my God, sir, do you need any bandages or anything? We have a first aid kit in our van.
He's like no. He waves you off. He's like no. Seriously though, it wasn't. He just out of nowhere came and just, I don't know what happened exactly, but it was out of nowhere. And there was a whole thing. The damage is not my fault. And you can hear somebody talking on the other end of the phone.
I'm going to look around this parking lot, the surrounding ones. Are there any security cameras?
No, absolutely not. This is definitely the kind of place where if there were, somebody would have like knocked them slightly off angle in the past, essentially.
Are all the doors to the bar locked? Is anyone gonna break into it? I want to check on that real quick.
No, they're all still unlocked. You told her to get out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah, no, perfect. I'm gonna walk inside, make sure there's nobody in there, and then
there's just one drunk ass dude who probably shifted back in when no one was looking. He's just sort of passed out on the bar.
Buddy, you can't. Slap him on the back.
Joseph, just hold this. Fuck. I'm gonna go and pick the guy up and just fling him over my shoulder.
He doesn't resist. He's just unconscious.
Yeah. All right.
Lock all the doors behind us. Walk out one of the ones that like you can open up for trash and it'll lock behind you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull for a bottle of something strong.
Yes, there's definitely bottles of something strong.
I'll let it slide.
Stuff that you probably normally wouldn't be able to even try to afford, even if you wanted to.
Yeah. Top shelf.
Yep.
This is
names you've never heard of before, some in foreign languages, that kind of thing.
While we're in here, away from the people, I want to take the opportunity to talk. This seems like a really strong coincidence. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but to know the owner of this bar and that's where the fucker shows up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the fact that he described the teeth not being weird. I'm pretty sure werewolves have like wolf head. So,
but I mean, we saw him normal.
But didn't he also say fuzzy ears?
Fuzzy ears, yeah.
Yeah, but not like. I mean, if he's got hair coming out of his ears, that's one thing. If he's got dog ears, that's another.
Yeah.
I don't actually know shit.
I'm not a werewolf expert either. Maybe they don't turn into wolves. Maybe that's where the lie is.
Mark, what does a werewolf look like when it's transformed?
He comes back with, in which form?
Car throwing? Question mark?
Responds back with, that's potentially war form. Man-like, but wolf-ish, hairy, hands, claws, big teeth.
I mean, they could have missed it, right? It's dark outside. There's chaos.
They're drunk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're throwing cars around.
Or it was Bigfoot.
It doesn't sound like vampire. Could be Bigfoot.
Wait, Bigfoot exists?
Well,
you tell me,
I mean,
bro.
to be fair, there's a lot of weird shit you guys have thrown at me in the last.
I
like,
was
2 days.
hunting Bigfoot or something like Bigfoot, and my whole crew was sort of ripped apart. So
And now your friend's bar gets a car thrown at it.
now my friend's bar gets a car thrown at it.
It's Bigfoot confirmed.
I got a text, weird, or an email from someone with a video of the thing the night that it happened or something. Maybe it's coming to finish the job.
Did you? Why
I don't know.
did you fuck Bigfoot's wife?
I did not fuck Bigfoot's wife. All right.
Fuck,
Okay,
man.
Bigfoot fucked my
Now
wife. Okay.
Holy shit.
Please don't bring
gonna-
your fetish into our job.
We're gonna walk out onto that scene fucking laughing. Everybody get your shit together. There's trauma
What am I
victims out
supposed to
there.
do with this guy? Hold on.
Wait, oh yeah.
He's still
Oh,
holding
the
him.
fucking
He thinks
run.
he's holding this guy over my shoulder.
He's starting to come to like,
Yeah.
no, Bigfoot, don't fuck my wife.
Oh shit. Well, hey, call up your friend, make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dial our number. Call.
Because if it's going after you, it's not really going after you, is it?
Yeah. It had left by the time she got in touch with me, but we'll see.
So her phone goes to voicemail.
Hey, Liza. Just letting you know I locked up the bar. When you're safe for enough time, let me know if you're okay.
Mm.
Okay, bye. Didn't answer. I think she's probably driving. I told her to get the fuck out of Dodge, so.
Out of
Legit.
curiosity, where is the car?
The car that was damaged?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just inside the parking lot, just past the turn in, as it were.
Okay. I want to go to check out the car. I
Sure.
want to see if there's any like evidence of like claw marks maybe being synced into the metal or or any like other damage that might have not been just from impact. Things that just on first glance you might be able to kind of like she's not
I was gonna say, how car expert is she?
she's not a super car expert, but she's not looking for like she's not getting under the hood or anything. She's more
looking for
like checking out like the doors,
claws and
the
stuff, right?
trunk. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So all of the damage is contained to one particular area of the vehicle, the front passenger side. The lights are smashed in. Like I said, the grill is bent, the bumper is bent, damaged, dents. But make an investigator roll, an intelligence plus investigator roll.
Yeah, wish that was me.
Damn. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah. You can't really tell much. It doesn't look like there definitely doesn't appear to be like claw marks or like a handprint that very obviously gives away like a giant hand like shoving into the metal or anything like that. But it's just damaged, and likely, the thing that gets you though is that if it were thrown into these motorcycles like they said, there would probably be some damage on some side, the opposite side of the vehicle, right? The driver's side, somewhere on the front of the driver's side or the back, the bumper, something, right, of the vehicle. But you don't see any of that. No corresponding damage elsewhere on the vehicle.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna gently put the gentleman over my shoulder down in the parking lot and just let him take a little nap.
A naparooski?
Yeah, a little nappy nap. It's fine. It'll be okay.
Mhm.
Gonna go back to the other two. So I checked out the car. It's interesting. I didn't see any claw marks. No nothing weird.
Oh, I probably should have given you an
But-
extra die because you've probably experienced lots of car accidents before. So we'll have to remember that in the future.
Yeah.
As a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I did notice that there's only one portion of the car that took any damage, and if they hit all of these bikes and stuff, you would think that there'd be, a little bit more. Come with me. Come with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna bring them to the car in the parking lot.
Mhm. Yeah.
I do want to point out one thing as we're going over there. It's like, hey, that guy said he saw which way it went.
Yeah. I mean, are we following it? Seems like, I mean, it's a coin flip at best.
And we don't know how far down there
Mhm.
the thing went.
Right.
Escaping
We
the
could-
bayou, but
Could be fun. Could be useful. Could be
Mhm.
nothing.
Could be a trap.
I mean, if we go 50
Yeah.
feet in that direction and there's a guy wearing big boots, then we're like, oh, this is a setup to make
Mhm.
insurance fraud. So
Yeah. Hey, following him doesn't seem like a terrible idea, but Ophelia, good cop, bad cop, yeah. Okay, I walk up to the guy on the phone. Is he still on the phone?
He is. He's clearly in
sir,
an argument with whomever is on the other side of the phone.
Excuse me, sir. I know whatever you're doing is really important, but actually, it would be incredibly helpful to us and possibly beneficial to you if you would speak to us real quick.
Hold on. He mutes his phone. He's like, what?
All right, you were there for the whole incident. It's your car. We'd just like to ask you a few questions about what happened.
Okay.
All right. So he pushed your car into all these bikes?
Yeah.
Okay. But looking at your car, and I'm not saying you're lying, sir, it does look inconsistent with the sort of damage we might expect. Did
Are you
anything
saying that
else weird happen?
I like, got panicked and swerved out of the way? Is that what you're trying to say? Because that's definitely not what happened.
No, of course. No, never. I'm just wondering, are there any details that maybe we're missing or that everyone here is missing that, like, might be pertinent?
Yeah, he was a big, scary, homeless-looking guy, okay?
Now, I would like to try and find out, did he swerve out of the way and hit these things? Is that what happened?
Are you trying to make an insight roll to see if he's lying
I
to you?
think I am trying to make an insight roll. Not that I'm good at this.
Wits and insight, I think.
Yeah.
possibly the most useful role in any game that we have yet to use.
Yeah. Well, it's the wrong person using it. 2 successes.
Yep. He's definitely hiding something.
All right, sir, listen. We're not here to shame you. We're not going to tell the insurance company or whoever that your story is inconsistent. We don't care about all of that. I just need you to tell me exactly what the fuck happened.
Big, scary guy in the road. Big hair, big face.
Okay.
Boobly,
so I'm
boobly,
speaking
boobly,
to-
shouting at the moon.
Mhm.
Yeah, I tried to get out of the way because I didn't want to hit him.
At
I'm
this
nice
point,
and tiny. Here, I gesture for Ophelia. She is the one you don't want to speak to, sir.
and she's just gonna crack her knuckles and like let him hear like the shoulder pop, and like every so often she's just gonna flex her muscle and just it's like bulging. There's like little like veins coming out of it.
Trying to intimidate this guy.
Not
Not
you know,
yet?
and not yet,
Yeah.
not fully yet.
We're
She's
setting
just,
up.
she's just
I
setting
would
up.
like to persuade him, right? So, in order, if you want to keep dealing with me, and I look, you seem like a nice enough guy. I even want to help you with the insurance company, with your wife, whoever you need to tell. I'm on your side, right? But if you want me to help you, you gotta help me.
Okay.
So, fully, truthfully, exactly, what happened?
I swerved out of the way
Okay, swerved out of the way, and
and ran
Hit
into
these
these
bikes?
motorcycles here.
okay.
And the
And the
one
guy was
dude,
just-
the one guy that you spoke to before, the one with the vest, he's like, God damn it, I thought we had a story figured out. I thought we had worked it out, buddy. We were all going to win on this one. Why you got to tell them shit?
All right. So, and now I'm speaking to the whole crowd. Now, listen. All right. Was there a big weird dude?
Yeah, there was a big weird dude. Big weird dude is always walking down this road all the fucking time. The guy's like, yeah, he was a big, hairy, homeless-looking guy.
So you've seen him before.
Yeah, he lives over by the river. See him all the time.
Mm.
The old Lunar Motors plant. That's where we see him a lot.
Lunar Motors. Well, hey, listen. Thank you for that. You didn't hit it. He wasn't. Oh my God, Elias. Did you guys tell the bartender your lie?
They look at each other and they're like, they kind of look down at the ground, like they're a little shamed.
I told her to skip town, asshole.
No,
Well,
hey,
Hey,
Cameron,
you could call her though, right? Get her to come back and let her know that it's all safe.
She's never gonna fucking trust me again.
Cameron, it's okay.
Josie.
Two things.
Joseph.
Joseph. Right, I'm using the wrong name. Joseph. Hey, chill. One sec. Let's just play this like it's a film thing. Now we know the monster's not real. Let's just you have your story. Tell your monster story. We'll get it on camera. Go on the internet. Just play the part for the next 45 minutes, and we'll get the fuck out of here.
Don't worry. We can edit all of that shit out in post and fix it all up.
Yeah.
As long as we're recording it 60 seconds at a time.
Yeah. 60-second frames.
Oh my God. Okay. You know what? Thanks for telling us that there's a guy that lives down by the river. Oh, she's gonna fucking hate me.
That
I look
cannot help
crazy.
you with.
Now I look crazy,
Listen.
and I'm not crazy. It's the problem.
I mean, well, you're a little crazy, but it's an endearing crazy. Okay.
Fuck you guys.
Understandable.
Having uncovered the conspiracy, I think it's time we go down by the river. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, great! We can go interact with the town's bog witch. I'm very excited.
Just one sec. Ophelia, can you get a sweeping shot of the scared looking crowd and
Yeah.
close-ups of the damage?
Oh yeah.
Maybe a pulled back shot of just the whole place and the sign. Especially the flickering one.
I'm an ex-cop. I can get you maybe one sweeping shot and the rest we can edit. You know what though? It's fine. Edit in post, and she's just gonna sweep the shot and pull back.
I'll fucking give it here.
Oh my!
Take it. I make sure we actually get good footage.
You picked the best camera woman. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Eliza's gonna kill me. She said, "I don't normally believe you." Is how the call started.
Honestly, though,
bad.
no. Think about it for a second. Think about it. You know what's happening in this town, and you just got her to leave
Yeah,
without having
that's
to
good.
persuade her. She's
I-
definitely safer wherever she is.
Yeah, I guess we have to keep those guys' story in line if we have to, so that she doesn't hate me and stays safe. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, seems like the move.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna go along with the story, eh?
Yeah, if we speak to any insurance agents or police officers.
Go along with the story. Okay, I'm gonna go over to the biker guy. Hey,
Yo.
we want 20%.
20. He looks
Cameras.
over. He looks
Hold
over
this
at his two
Thousands,
conspirators.
maybe tens of thousands of followers.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over at his two conspirators, and they're just kind of like, "All right, 20%. But you better. But we gotta have that footage. You better make it look good."
We're professionals.
You got it.
Yeah. We're all professional video editors here.
All
Gotta
right.
get the van painted with WTZX.
Absolutely the fuck not.
News that you can use.
That's pretty good.
It's good cover. Listen.
I'm gonna give this guy like a number for one of my phones.
Okay.
One that I don't. Like my personal, my business, and my other. He gets the other.
Right, sure.
Good choice.
Right.
Yeah.
One of your random ones. One of like the flippy phone burner types that like has a weird ringtone, so you know it's that one.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the other stuff like regular ringtones, and then this one just like doodle-doot, 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 doodle-doot. You're like, oh, it's the special phone. You gotta answer like an insurance agent or something, right? Like, you answer, like, thanks for calling Johnson
There
Johnson.
are
How can I
no
help you?
numbers programmed into that phone.
Yep.
And no one I know calls me on it.
Exactly.
This is Alex, and Alex. How can we help you?
Exactly. I think of it like the supernatural phones. Like one's like labeled like with a piece of tape that says like FBI on it, and another one's like Homeland Security or some other stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I mean, yeah. You guys want to go to the river, or you just want to rock out on this?
Yeah, let's go to the river.
Just to be clear, I did not have enough adrenaline for this to get interesting. If it does again, I'm going to be fighting exhaustion and whatever actually is there. Just so we know.
So, heading down Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, you pass the Red Roof Motel, and you are, which Ophelia has no idea what that is because she didn't go on that particular portion of the investigation. You see in the window as you drive by a very young, semi-goth looking girl, like a Hot Topic goth, like sitting.
Oh shit! Pull over.
What?
As
Pull
you
over.
continue down the road.
Oh, you. No, you're not.
I'm
you're
not
walking?
gonna fuck with her. She was on duty the night the bikers killed what's his face.
I'll pull over.
I don't know what to ask her, but she was, and we should.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she might know the bikers' faces. She might know them if they're locals.
But we know the bikers.
Yeah, well, she might know more detail. We saw them from a distance as they were threatening us.
Oh, you saw them pretty close up.
Oh, okay.
I also think that it might be worth it to point out that maybe we should not make this as creepy as it already is. It's nighttime. We're in a black van. We're pulling over to go talk to a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she works at the hotel.
We're not strangers to her, at least.
She
didn't like us.
She's also not like a high school girl. She's a college girl. So
Hardly better.
If she doesn't like you guys, I mean, she don't know me.
Well, I'll stay in the driver's seat, right? So it's less creepy if I'm not the one talking to her. I'm the only man here.
all right, so Alex is going in. Is anyone else going with Alex?
I honestly don't know what to say to her other than your jewelry's fake and you're kind of a bitch.
Then why'd we pull over?
I mean, I can say that, but damn it.
Hey, do you hang with the biker gangs? Do you know about werewolves? Do you milk?
Any furries on the street? That's
are
a
there any
personal.
furry conventions?
Yeah. That's where the werewolves hang out, right? Like with the weird like furry people. Okay.
Must be.
All right, so Alex goes in. Is
Let's get it.
Ophelia
Okay.
with Alex? I was just trying to make
Does
sure.
Alex want Ophelia with her?
I know we
Sure.
know that Joseph is not going in. That's all we know.
Okay, yeah. Then she'll go.
So into the lobby of this motel. Now this motel, Ophelia, for you is a
Like 2 in
U-shaped.
the morning.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that.
Cool.
It's a U-shaped motel, so there's not really anyone out in the like pool area or anything. It's all quiet, lights are off. But it's one of those sort of outdoor U-shaped motels. It's 2 stories, so also all of the rooms all come out to the parking lot, as it were. So all the ground floor ones get empty right into the parking areas, and then there's like staircases and things, throughout. It's actually relatively nice, but like also kind of old. Has a nice pool. And and it has Instagram that they discovered the last time. The sign still says Shrimp and Petroleum Festival vacancy right on it. But then like the U shape ends with like the pool and the office that has like an overhang, so there's an entryway to go in, but essentially makes like a big square with an open center. But that's the office is right there. It's got a glass sort of facade window that looks out onto the street and the parking area, and that's where this young-looking person, a relatively attractive individual, is hanging out. She seems to be reading or something under the counter. She is, like I said, Hot Topic goth. Like she's wearing like a bunch of gothic stuff, jewelry and like clothes and things, but it all sort of mishmashes and like doesn't quite like there's no real occultist like ness to it in any way. But yeah, so she's hanging out. It's all sort of. She's wearing like a leather collar this time instead of like her Ankh necklace she was wearing the first time.
Cool.
Yep.
Hey, Alda, right?
She doesn't look up for a second. And she's just like continues. It's like, we are not taking any new vacancies. And then you say her name. And she like looks up and goes, "Oh, a girl this time, huh?"
Still charming. That's great.
Still
Honestly, it's good that
getting
you can
paid.
Honestly, it's good that you can maintain a sense of humor after what happened here the other day.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you not hear about room 13? You didn't hear about room 13.
Oh no, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just didn't know that you knew about it.
Yeah, that's why we were here.
Right, because the priest sent you. Yeah, I remember that. So, you need a room? Because, like I said, we're not checking anyone in now. It's kind of late, so, like, we'd have to charge you full price, and you'd have to leave in, like, 3 hours or, like, 8 hours, so.
No, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. Since you were where you are now, when several dudes went up to that room and killed that guy and pulled him into little pieces and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I was working, but, like, I didn't see anything.
Right, because you were reading.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Can I pick out anything on her outfit that, like, references actual occultism?
You make an occult roll?
It's just like Dr. Dreyfus was here with us.
It's like Dreyfus was here with you, except he's not, which is a huge crutch or huge handicap for you guys. Because he easily would have been like, there's no supernatural here at all at that previous incident.
I know she's not supernatural. Oh, right, at the previous thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Like, he'd been like, I sense nothing supernatural or unnatural at this location.
5 hits.
Woo, buddy. So you want to know if there's anything supernatural or anything occultist on her? That's what you're asking?
I want to take a couple of minutes and just chat her up. Okay. About like the symbols that she's got going on and some of the historical meaning.
Sure.
I think I'm actually trying to use this to bolster a persuasion check to make her a little more friendly.
Okay.
Be like, oh yeah, I'm into occult shit too.
Okay. So you're basically trying to test her knowledge or prove that you know some things.
Or flex my expertise and be like, if you wanted to know more, I would be a person you should ingratiate yourself with.
Got it. Okay, so with that many successes, you can determine that there is something going on here. There is, because you're not reading signs, you're just kind of reading all of her symbols and things. There's definitely a lot of different things happening, but you begin to notice that there actually is kind of underlying all of this random bullshit from Hot Topic or like mall bot stuff. There's this motif of like the rebirth and life sort of reincarnation kind of feel stuff from various religions, particularly some Egyptian-y type stuff. But for the most part, it's like this mishmash. But they all seem to relate to these kinds of things. Like she's got, like I said, before she had an ankh on. She's not wearing it now. She has a leather collar on this time. But like you notice like a small tattoo on like her finger that's like, like an infinity symbol and things like that. You start sort of putting some things together, and you notice that she actually has a few things. And then there's some kind of like pen bleeding kind of pin that she has. Looks like it's dripping ink, but it's like a more like a pooling kind of thing. Like it's more like blood than ink. You
A
notice
tattoo
that?
of that?
No, it's a pin that she has.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Which doesn't stand out to you as anything that you're aware of, but it is definitely something, right? Like it's like this is like part of her ensemble. It's not just a randomly grabbed pen or like pin.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've actually got a cool getup going on here. It's funny. This cycle of death and rebirth, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of that in Morgantown.
Where's Morgantown?
Oh, sorry. This area.
I mean, sure, it's probably not much to you city folk, isn't it? But yeah, we do think of ourselves as a relatively large place. It's Morgan City. Thank you.
City. Cool. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's farmers here for a long time. So, harvest,
Mhm.
regrowing, that kind of stuff for sure.
Right. I guess it's interesting that you would wear that symbol when the other main place I've seen that symbol was with a bunch of bikers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maybe you know them?
We're talking about the same guys who came and killed the dude in room 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't actually know those guys. I mean, aside from the fact that everybody in town knows them, because everybody in town knows everybody in town.
Right.
It's JJ
Is
and his
she
crew
lying
of
to me?
misfits, right?
Is she lying to me? Does she have a personal connection to them?
You can go ahead and make an insight roll.
That's wits, right?
Wits and insight, yep.
Are you good at this one?
Ophelia, you're also there. You can assist in some way and or do the roll yourself.
I have. Yeah, I'll also make the roll.
Are you better at it than I am?
I got 4 dice.
Okay. None of us are especially witty.
Well, I mean, Alex
did
pretty good there. If I'm seeing that correctly, 5,
No,
right?
5 was on my occult. I'm gonna actually
That's
reroll
one
my
success.
1.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
For
Oh, that's 3. That ain't
2. Okay,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I will also reroll just
Oh,
in case.
okay. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, you both see that she's actually telling the truth. She doesn't really know those guys.
Cool. Good.
I mean, aside from her admittance that everybody in town knows JJ and his misfit crew, other than that, that's all she knows. Like, she probably knows where they hang out, but like everyone else in town would know that, right? That kind of thing.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Appreciate your honesty. You're interested in the occult. That's not really a common thing around these parts, is it?
I mean, most of the college kids kind of like want to do like the alternative religion thing, like they all grew up sort of Catholic. Like everyone around here is like Catholic, Protestant or Presbyterian or Pentecostal, right? Like that's what everyone is around here. So like everyone gets that's all Christ all the time, like for everybody. Then we get to college and, it's the typical thing. Like you want to branch out. All the professors are like, yeah, let's talk about hippie free love and like all that stuff. And so, yeah, everyone's like this as far as any of my friends anyway.
Cool. I think I might have met one of them, a kid named Lee.
Lee? Oh, no. Lee's just I went to high school with Lee. He's just like a kid who doesn't want to really accept that maybe he's not what he thinks he is, right? Everyone is like, oh, you're gay, and he's like, oh no, I'm not gay, and then eventually he's like, oh, maybe I am gay, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
And now we're like, maybe you're just not sure about your gender, and he was like, oh, maybe I'm not.
King.
All right.
Like I wish he would just figure it out because he's actually a nice guy.
Cool. I was gonna hit him up for a party, see if there's anything to do
Listen, I mean, that's cool of you and all, but like honestly, like, you know, he doesn't need to catch anything.
You're still super fucking rude. All right. Well, you have been somewhat helpful and hella disrespectful. So, bye.
Yep.
And before they leave, Ophelia's just going to kind of. Is there like a desk, like
Oh yeah,
between
she's at a
this girl?
counter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ophelia is going to lean on the desk again. This time they actually have somebody who's strong.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just going to get really, really close.
She sort of leans back in her chair.
It's not polite to assume that my friend has something. And if we come back and you give us this attitude again, I can personally deal with you.
Oh my god.
And she flexes her muscle again before backing up and walking out.
Yeah, fuck you too, she says as you're leaving.
Thanks, bro.
Mm.
That was. I'm gonna throw a water balloon full of piss at that girl. I don't know when, I don't know where. Boy, did she have it coming. Fucking teenagers, man.
Whatever. I'm too old to deal with it.
I'm watching
too-
TikToks.
I'm too old to deal with it, and she's old enough to take a beating, so.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All
That
right.
was interesting, though. And as we get back in the van, I'll be like, so, yeah, death and rebirth cycle again.
Mm.
Just packing
Yeah.
the tattoo a couple of little symbols that I don't know. I don't like it. And when I asked her about it, she mentioned farmers, which, if I'm fucking reading the blood on the wall, again, we should have woke up Doc, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is leaning towards plant monsters.
Right. Yeah. Something's fucked up with this town, right? I mean, 10 years
Oh.
ago,
By the way, in my notes, I named that thing the Screeching Willow.
Screeching Well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I respect that.
Thanks.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have the 10 years ago that thing happened. I mean, Death and Rebirth. I mean, there's those people that Dr. Dreyfus is talking to. It's weird ass town.
We
Something
should
right.
hit them up tomorrow if we can
Yeah.
get out of bed.
That and Dr. Aurora, was it? I think. I mean, she might be more dangerous, but still worth checking out.
I think we should, and we're driving as we're saying this, I think we
Yeah.
should avoid Dr. Aurora for
Mhm.
one reason alone. Our agreement with Peggy was that we would get our stuff in order and
That's
then leave.
Leave. Yeah.
Talking to
yeah.
Aurora or messing with the werewolves, that's getting back into Peggy's business. As long as we don't do that for 24 hours, I think I can get something out of her at the end of it.
Okay. So no werewolf tonight?
No werewolves tonight.
All right.
I mean, we
I
can
guess-
follow this homeless guy, but
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. Cool.
I don't think anything's gonna come. You know, can we go home? I'm getting real fucking tired here. You want to check out the homeless guy?
I mean, something's up with that.
I thought it was just, it's a scam. They're running an insurance scam.
They also did say that this homeless guy walks down this road like every night, so
He's
I mean,
a homeless
he-
guy. He picks up
he-
bottles, he goes to the return, he walks back to his shelter.
He probably sees some shit. Right? There's shit all over this town. No one pays attention to a guy like him. He's off to the side. He's probably prey. Shit, a fucking vampire probably eats him, right? Because no one cares. No one, if he says he saw a monster, who believes him? We do.
Cool. Pull off to the right over here, and I'm gonna just run into a beer I'm gonna run into a 7-Up and grab a couple of
Weird
40.
cigarettes,
So-
snacks.
7-Up, a 7-Eleven.
7-Up.
Well, they
7-Eleven,
sell
yes.
7-Elevens in the 7-Up.
I'm sure it's a Circle K or some other like Lee's like country kitchen or something, like, you know, some weird name.
Cool.
Yeah. There's definitely a convenience store. It's near, like, this is the stretch where there's like hotels and stuff. There's definitely gonna be something like that, right? And there was already one back up by the bar, but not necessarily this way. But yeah, sure enough, you can go in, you can buy, like, you know, some beers and things. It's a random like clerk that seems to be tired as shit, but like was probably asleep before you walked in, but then is like coming up from behind the counter and like, I got everything, you know. that
Let's
kind of thing.
see. Hurricane, Camel Black. 40 a PBR. Nah. Do something else. Mix. There we go. 2 packs of Camels and beef jerky.
There you go. Rings you up, bags it all in a plastic bag.
And there goes my resource points for the session.
Yeah. So getting out to the main road, the Railroad Avenue is actually where you turn. You end up driving, you sort of reach that empty field that's got the university on the one side, and you start heading the other way because Lunar Motors, you can see from the old decrepit sign, is the other direction, back toward like the Sacred Heart Catholic Church building, in that sort of easterly or westerly direction. You have to drive past the cemetery because, as I mentioned when you were in the cemetery is next door to Lunar Motors.
Mm-hmm.
And so you drive past the old cemetery of what the fuck, and
I gesture towards the cemetery with one of the open cans.
one of the open cans, you cracked one open.
Oh, I'm drinking one, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You're gonna get me ticketed, Alex.
It's been a long night, man.
What is
Fair
this?
enough.
I'm still not the most familiar with how shit does rolls up here, but in New Hampshire, she can have an open can.
Open container laws. We're in Louisiana. I assume. I don't know. Right
Open container. I feel like open container laws would matter more in this city than anything.
I don't know. I don't drive a lot in Morgan City. I'm just down here for a job.
I'm just operating on the idea that don't get caught is not a crime.
Sure, yeah. Look, it's not like the cops around here like us.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? Arrest you again?
So scary.
Don't worry.
You're like, listen,
fine.
I know some guy from law school. Let me get off on like this thing, and then fine.
All I'm saying, all I'm saying is, hey, you know, I kind of got connections with the cops.
Mhm.
Maybe I can get us one get out of jail free card.
Surely enough coke means you don't get arrested, right?
I don't have any on me as far as you know.
I do.
Yeah.
God damn it, Alex.
So yeah, we parked the van. I guess wherever seems
Yeah,
suitable
so
for
you
when
roll
we get there.
into the lot. There's like a fence around this place, but it's been cut and rolled back. You can get the van in there relatively easily.
Mhm.
It's just like this empty parking lot. It's got weeds kind of growing out of the ground in random places. The lampposts are broken out. It's just dark. All the light that you have is just from the headlights of your van. But inside, like, you can see that there's sort of it's just like a factory, and so there's like this just square block looking thing. Looks like part of it's kind of like been sort of burned a little bit. Some scorch marks on the outside on the second floor. Just looks like it's just been sort of left, beaten from the hurricane, but still standing, kind of feel, and abandoned, right?
Hey guys,
Yeah.
want to change my tune just a little bit. There might just be a normal dude here, but let's approach it with the assumption that there's not.
Yeah, this place is creepy, and creepy means dangerous in our line of work, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and get my tablet out and have my drone walking beside us.
Sure. Boston
Yeah.
Dynamics rolling next to you.
Yeah. I guess. Should we call out, right, so we don't scare him?
I guess. I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably just a guy, right?
Right. Hey, we got beer and cigarettes.
The inside of the structure is this maze of like large metal drums and big pieces of equipment sort of laying haphazardly all over the place. There's hallways and stuff like this. All of this stuff sort of leads this very much like a maze. There's some ladders that go up to an upper area. There's chains hanging down from various pieces of equipment that are above. It's very obvious that there was like some kind of production line here and it's been overrun with stuff and they just abandoned all the equipment. But when you call out, that you have beer and cigarettes, it echoes emptily, and you hear you don't really hear much in response, but you hear what sounds like maybe dripping, a little bit of air movement sort of blowing through things, and then you hear a low sort of whine, like a person or an animal whining.
Are you okay? Okay.
Yeah. It's far down, and everything's covered in like layers of dust. So there's like this, almost like there's another layer of dirt on the ground here. It's so much so in the air that your flashlights or whatever it is that you're using to see, right, from your robots or whatever, is like being kind of blocked by all these dust particles, so you can only see so far.
Hey, we should mask up, yeah?
Here, N95s. We don't want to inhale spores.
Yeah.
Also, conveniently conceals our appearance. God damn it! Why didn't we do that when we hit the fact? Never mind.
Well, I have a plan for that. I can delete the footage. That's not the point.
Cool.
But he sounds hurt, right? We need to go check on him.
Yeah, you guys head straight there. I'm gonna cut to the side and cover you.
Yeah, we'll approach slowly.
I'm gonna try to move
Carefully.
in parallel. I am not using a light, so I'm basically just like operating off of their light that I can see parallel to wherever I'm walking.
Sure. So Ophelia and Joseph make what can best be described as a straight line toward the sound, but it's not a straight line because you can't walk in a straight line without like trying to climb stuff. So you have to walk in a sort of meandering line through the
This will surely not backfire when
hallways.
we need to leave, right?
Alex goes a different way and is following you from a different angle, but can see your light through all of these like chunks and pieces and machines and things. So it's easy enough to follow. The sound grows a little bit more, and it starts to, as you get closer to it, sounds like a howling. It's echoing now, so you're getting closer to the source. Alex, you can also hear it. You definitely can tell where it's coming from, but you can't see anything in the dark over on that side of the factory where it's coming from. As you get closer, you trip and fall over something that you didn't see. It doesn't hurt you, but when you hit the ground, you realize that there's a bunch of like little kids hiding underneath some of the machines right now.
I did that?
You did that. You fall on the ground and you see like a little face of a little girl like looking back at you. And then you realize that there's other little faces underneath some of this equipment. Like they're hiding.
Hey guys. You doing okay under there?
Don't hurt us.
Wasn't gonna. Just looking for your friend.
Is he okay?
That's what we're trying to find out. We're here to help.
Oh, you're not going to hurt him?
No.
And they like look at each other. And the oldest one looks at you and says,
We weren't
how
sure
can I
he
know
was-
you're not lying to us?
Well, that's a good point. I could be, but I'm not. You're just gonna have to trust me right now. We
and like,
didn't know if he was alone, so we were a little cautious. That's why I'm sneaking. We wanted to make sure he was okay. We
There-
weren't sure he was alone.
She kind of tries to look at the others, and then she says, "Give me your gun."
No disrespect, but you're a small child. I don't give guns to small
Okay,
children.
well, remove the bullets and give it to me then to prove that you're not trying to hurt someone.
Okay.
And so you just go ahead and sort of set it down in front of her. She doesn't actually reach for it, and she goes,
Cool.
"Okay, they're okay, they're okay." And some lights come on. Joseph and Ophelia, you realize you're about 5 feet from the guy. He was like laying inside of what appears to be some kind of smelting sort of basin. And he does look hurt. He looks like he's been hit by a car, as a matter of fact. It's all
We're
sort
not
of
helping those guys anymore.
bruised
Yeah.
up and blooded.
Hey. Yeah, and I'm gonna like step back and make eye contact with you and be like, we're good. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
As the lights come on, you realize there's a whole bunch of what appear to be homeless people hanging out in this place. They were hiding in stuff and on things. Some of
I
them
did
do
not-
seem to have like poles and knives and stuff, but none of them are moving towards you, especially considering that Alex disarmed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put the unloaded gun back on my hip.
Hey. Well, our priorities are a bit different. Can we take you to the hospital, sir?
This old lady who looks to be like probably in her like 80s, this little dark-skinned Hispanic lady, she just starts talking to you, saying something in Spanish. You don't really know necessarily, but what you get the idea of what she's trying to say is no hospital. No hospital, no
Okay.
doctor.
No hospital. Don't worry, we won't go anywhere. Well,
Ophelia, do you know first aid?
I was not a part of the medic team.
I'm not sure what's going on with your microphone, but I couldn't hear any of what you just said.
I just not really combat medics. I could maybe patch him up a little bit, but
No, I'll take a look at it.
okay.
I've set bones and fixed cuts. Raves get crazy. Yeah, I'll take a look at this guy while also to the surrounding crowd. I'm like, I know I said beer and cigarettes. I did not bring enough. We have 140 and 2 Camel Blacks and 1 Hurricane and like 2 packs of Camels. You're welcome to them.
Do you set them down on the ground somewhere, or like
Yeah,
reach
I'll
out to
just,
somebody?
put the bag down next to the guy.
Some people, some of the adults, right, that are here, not the younger kids, they go for them. A couple of the like 16-ish-year-old teens like start moving in, and like you can see like the like older 50s like people being like, and they go, sorry. You know.
I also take the beef jerky and I toss it to the kids.
They scramble for it, and like they, you know, there's like a little fight, but then like eventually like the older one snatches it, and like she starts tearing off pieces and handing them to each other, the kids.
is there anyone who like any groups or whatever that seem to be like, I don't know, the most important, most respected?
Yeah, there's the old lady. Clearly everyone's moving out of her way. And then there's some older adults that people like the guys that take the alcohol like bring it to them first, and they like wave it off, and then they like turn to some other guys, right? And it seems like there's like a hierarchy based on age. Yeah.
Hey guys, well, actually, once you've given your friend here some help, we were hoping we could ask about any weird things you see in the city.
The
Things that aren't
abuela
quite
says to you again. She says some more stuff, but she says like, "No talk about weird things. No talk."
No, hey.
Hold on.
We're here. Oh, yep.
Ophelia takes out her wallet, opens it up, and she's gonna take out $100 in cash.
She says loudly to everyone, "No talk," but you can see some of the younger people being like,
Listen, I know you probably get a lot of people who are here to make fun of you or call you crazy or maybe even the weird things who come to shut you up. I promise we aren't that.
All of a sudden, this sort of deep, booming voice resonates through the place. He goes, "Yeah, we can tell that."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we don't look like much. Yeah, but
Turning
that
toward the
doesn't
voice, you
mean we
see
aren't
a
much.
very well-dressed African American gentleman who's about 6'4", fairly strong looking.
Mm.
He's wearing like a black jacket. He's got kind of a high top and sunglasses. Like he's like trying to imitate the old Blade, but like definitely is not him, right?
Mhm.
Like maybe Wish Blade, maybe Walmart Blade, but definitely
Still respect it.
not the Blade from the movies for sure.
That said, as he comes out, I still go, "Oh my God, it's Wesley Snipes."
Oh, they got you that bad on your taxes?
Oh.
I'm mocking him quietly, for the record.
Yeah, I hope that's not out loud. That'd be a bad look.
Yeah.
Hey.
Also, 4 hits on medicine to figure
Ooh,
out what's
nice.
wrong with this guy.
Oh yeah, so yeah, he got hit by a car for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
he's-
looking at like a,
he's got
can I say, set a broken leg or?
he's got a you know, like, yeah, his leg is not, it's not broken. He definitely dislocated like his knee, so that's gonna be something he's gonna need some help with for a while. So like it's out of place. You have to reset it, kind of maybe splint it up for him. But he definitely has some cuts and bruises and things, like, you know, from the scraping of the ground when he fell off the car, that kind of stuff. The guy claimed that he didn't hit him, but definitely looks like he got hit. So if it wasn't that guy, then he got hit slightly down the road a little bit, that kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah,
But it
pull
would
out that
explain
nice booze
it
I
would
got.
explain the howling bullshit that they were talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be able to talk. He like maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe he's like gone so far over the deep end that he doesn't say anything. He just makes a lot of animalistic noises.
Could also be deaf, I guess.
Could also be deaf. Yep, that kind of thing.
Okay.
The man speaking up. Yeah, we don't look the part, but
The man is
someone's gotta do
carrying. Sorry, I just should have mentioned this. He's also carrying a bunch of plastic bags, that smell very strongly of chicken.
God, I thought you were gonna say a sword.
Yeah,
No.
I also sincerely did think you were going to say sword. Hey, that's good. As long as he's willing to share. Does he look like he's a part of the camp, or he just?
Oh
comes
no,
to
he's
help
dressed
out?
way too nicely to be part of this
Okay.
camp.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're here to help, right? What can we do to help?
Yeah, the kids run up to him and he just hands them the bags, and they just like run off and start distributing the things that are in the bags. You know, pulling out chicken legs and eating them, handing them to like the older people. He comes walking up to you guys, and he sees the guy on the ground. He's like, "Ah, Bert, looks like you got hit by a car. Is that right?"
I'm gonna quickly list off the make and model of the car that guy was driving.
His license plate.
Yeah, there's a few of those around here. Where was that at that you saw that?
The legacy.
Oh, shit, that's my neighborhood.
Up there to help a friend. The fucking got real spooked. Guys were lying to it, saying didn't even tell us that they hit the guy. Said he swerved out of the way.
No, actually, they said a monster threw their
Yeah,
car.
that's true. That was the first story.
A monster? You believe that shit?
Yeah.
Big,
Don't
hairy,
you?
howling thing.
I mean, people say monster all the time, but they don't mean it, right? It's all fake.
Well, I wish that was us.
This guy actually has a TV show about that. So
I do have a yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were believing it because of ratings.
No, well,
yeah,
at
pretty
first.
much. Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
a long story.
I'm gonna
Listen.
give me 1 sec. I'm gonna go over to Joseph. Do you remember the part where we don't tell everybody?
No, my point. I want to ask. Clearly, they know something's up. right?
Yeah,
don't know.
but
Okay.
you're not
That's a real good job he did
Ophelia. How
there.
you doing with that money?
It's a real good job. He's like, the guy kneels down. He's like checking Bert. Bert seems to respond like he knows him, right?
Mm.
And he's like, "It's all right, buddy. It's all right." He checks
Mhm.
his wounds and he's like, "Yeah, it's a real good job, honestly."
Thanks. Figure you duct tape a couple of these 2x1s up by his leg, you can get it back in place.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I probably get someone to bring an actual splint down for him or something, a brace, knee brace. Certainly a thing we
Okay.
could do. And then he says something to the old lady in Spanish. Seems to be talking to her. She responds back to him, and he says something like, friendly, like their family or something, but not exactly. And then she like gives him a hug, and he just kind of nods. Some of the other guys like go ahead and they come over to Bert, sort of sit with him.
Okay. And your name is, sir?
Ray, I'm Ray.
Mm. Nice to
It's
meet
nice
you.
to meet you,
Alex.
Alex, Joseph.
Ophelia.
Good names. Ophelia. Well, that's my cousin's name.
Very interesting.
Yep.
So, can we have a word with you real quick?
He looks around and goes, "Yeah, it's probably best."
All right. Yeah, we take him aside. Okay, so what's your deal, bro?
I don't know what you mean. Shut down the shack for the night. Just came down here to give the leftover chicken to the people down here who need it. It's what we do around here. We look out for each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the nice old lady, the abuela,
Mm-hmm.
she tell you what we were asking about?
Yeah, that you want to talk about weird stuff? She said no talk. It's not a thing they do. Mostly because they don't want anyone to come after them.
Right. Someone would have to know that they talked in order to know to come after them.
Some
We're not gonna tell.
some things out there can just tell when you've been talking about them, right? They just get that sense. They just know. You don't want things to know that you've been talking about them.
Well,
That's
I talk
true.
about them all the time, so I guess I'm SOL.
Well, I'd suggest you stop talking about them.
That's
Well,
occupational hazard.
if we aren't so close to this place, will you talk?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to bring harm upon them, but if you've seen anything, maybe you're around these folks.
Well, it's not usually my deal, actually.
Hmm.
I shouldn't even be talking to you now. You talk to Mama, though.
Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother.
I mean, we would love to speak to her.
When?
What? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, if you could put us in touch. That'd be most hospitable of you.
well, I think tonight's probably a good night. I can't guarantee tomorrow or the day after. All depends on what the lake does.
The lake?
Y'all think you know something about something, or you don't know anything about the lake?
I'm gonna
We don't
just
know anything
turn to
about
these
anything.
two. I turn to these two and I give them a look and I'm like, this shit's about to get real weird.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Is your sir? I don't want to wake your poor grandmother.
My
up
grandma?
this late. Grandma? Yeah.
Mama Gigi don't sleep. She's awake
Oh,
all the
fair
time.
enough. Yeah.
Just come on.
Yeah. Let's
Don't
go.
question it.
Alright.
Just come on.
Fine.
Wait, we're on the bayou, right? No, because he said lake. Never mind. Damn. it
Well,
was
so
sandboat time.
so the lake is really just a body of water, right? That's sort of northeast of town, and it
Mhm.
connects to the million miles of swampland that is all around you. That's where you're at right now. You're in the million acres. It's literally a million acres of bayou right around this place.
Terrifying.
And yeah, this lake is just part of that.
Sandboat time. Well, yeah. I mean, let's go see her. If you and her don't mind, of course.
Oh, she don't mind. Not if you are what I think you are.
Mm,
Yeah, then I guess we are what you think we are.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
guess
That's
we
fair.
will. As he leads, I'm gonna just whisper to these two. There are several hunters from the old expedition who never left.
That's a great point. Well, shit's about to get weird.
Or fucking Lady of the Lake. Dibs on Excalibur.
I'm not a good swimmer.
I'm a great swimmer.
Well, hope you're good enough for the both of us, Ophelia.
You're also probably the best with a sword. Like I call dibs, but I'm okay.
Jason would have loved this.
Jason?
He's the guy who's probably not dead.
We've been living in his house.
That's kind of weird.
Okay.
Oh well.
All right.
All right.
So we
Follow
will
Mr.
drive northeast, back up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, back past Brashear Avenue and the freeway, past Legacy Bar. So we join them as the group begins the slightly off-road portion of their trip, having left all of the main roads and turning off onto a side road that's mostly gravel that goes through the side of the lake. However, your destination is not secret. It becomes pretty obvious once you leave the main road. Off in the distance near a grove of trees, there is a shack, some kind of structure that is glowing with various neon lights that hang from all portions of it. It looks like this place is sort of cobbled together. Definitely an illegal structure. Definitely not to any kind of code whatsoever. And like its lighting is not made from like fluorescent lights in the ceilings, but from a whole bunch of old beer signs, the kind of stuff you'd see hanging in bars when you go in, like on the walls. Things that like say like Miller Lite, or like they have like little bouncing things in them that go up and down. Stuff from the 70s and the 60s, potentially even the 80s, maybe. The kind of stuff that buzzes as you get close, and that's all of the lighting that's in this place. There's a generator that is currently running, and then you see a line that goes off somewhere and just goes off into the trees. You're not sure what exactly is going on in this place, but it is definitely not to code, and it's definitely not on any kind of like known business list. But the one sign that is hanging there, painted by hand, what appears to be by a child, says Mama Gigi's Chicken Shack.
Get some chicken.
Oh, that sounds
Ophelia.
so fucking good.
No, Ophelia.
What?
Get some chicken. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta.
Gotta be.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Genius.
Or omniscient, you know.
Yeah,
For the
I'm at this point I'm willing to believe anything.
Just to be clear, Joseph, we met some sort of ghost child
Yeah,
who knew everything about us and like gave us, he told us to get chicken, and here
While
we
you
are.
were grave robbing?
Yeah.
You know, we could leave that bit out.
I know.
They make Yelp for this sort of thing, right? Like you don't ghosts aren't how you get restaurant reviews these days.
I'm lost.
Okay.
Joseph, you
I don't
lost me.
Joseph, the kid wasn't making a restaurant recommendation to us.
Oh.
I mean,
I guess we're getting some chicken, right?
kind of was.
I mean, kind of, but was he really? It doesn't.
When are you going to take me to this ghost?
When you're older, Joseph.
How old is Alex?
Don't be jealous.
I'm 32.
Okay. Game faces. We're gonna go meet some kind of witch. Game faces.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow.
Do we know this woman's a witch?
She runs a chicken shack. Chickens are a voodoo thing. killing chickens as
Well,
blood sacrifices.
I mean,
as
they
a
also
voodoo.
literally do eat this chicken, though, as we've just seen, like,
Yeah, I
10
mean, we
minutes ago.
literally just saw this guy fling bags of chicken at people.
I think she
Okay.
just makes chicken here. It's probably fucking good, too, considering the health code violations.
Okay, if the chickens are a voodoo thing, you guys buy dinner. If they're not a voodoo thing, I'll buy you dinner.
I mean, they can be both, though. I mean, the chicken's got to go somewhere
Alex,
after
we were going to
the
pay
magic.
anyway, and you know that.
We.
Yeah,
Joseph, how much money do you have?
let's go.
None.
So who's this we?
More than that one, though. I can buy his chicken, I promise.
Okay, let's go.
The
Meet
Jeep
Mama
pulls
Gigi.
off just to the side and parks in like what appears to be probably it was a grassy area that has now been just sort of overrun. Lots of marks, lots of beer cans kind of thrown off to the side. Some have been gathered up, but for the most part, just looks like this is a place where people go. This has all the feels of one of those like locals know this kind of place, but they don't tell anyone about it. So like if you're an outsider, you don't come here kind of feel. That's the feel you get. Probably some fishermen guys probably roll up on their boats and hop out, grab some chicken or something, that kind of feel, right? That's what you get. It's right on the bank of Lake Palourde and overlooks the whole lake, and directly across from it you can see the freeway that runs along the length of the lake, and off in the distance you can see the top of the giant tower, the bell tower. That's on the other side.
Cool place.
Yep. As you get close, though, as you park the van, you can definitely see jars hanging from the rafters of this shack, bones on strings, definitely chicken legs, things that contain little bits of blood and some like little pebbles, maybe some sand.
Does not want this place to be haunted.
I don't think this place is haunted by anything that was summoned.
Yeah. I mean, should we put on accents so we aren't kicked out for being strangers?
Can you do an accent?
God, no.
Then let's not.
Not offend
That's a great point.
the locals.
I don't want to get sort of pitchforked, tarred, and feathered out of here.
Or worse.
Or, well, it's my pride more than my life.
Ray gets out of
Learning
his
so much about you.
his Jeep, and he just stands there and waits for you guys to get out.
Yeah, Alex hops out.
As he stands there and waits, it's like a little bit of a longer time because you guys are talking in the car. But as you start to get out, you see an older woman come to the sort of entry door of the shack. She's wearing just normal clothes for an older lady, a flowery apron that's like bright colors, and she's wiping her hands like she's got like what appears to be like guts and maybe some breading like on her fingers. She's wiping it off on her apron, and she says, "Ray, what y'all bringing around here?" And he says, "Oh, just some people who say that they know some things about things, but don't know nothing about the lake." She's like, "What do you mean?" And then you get out, and she just kind of looks at you, and you see her like squint. And she's like, "About time. Come on in.
Good evening, ma'am.
Come on." And she like waves
It's
her.
a
Come
lovely
on, let's go.
place you've got
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
Yeah, I'm following her in, and
Yep.
as I'm following her, I'm like, this is a lovely place you've got here.
I wipe my feet off extra hard.
Inside the shack, it's definitely not designed for people to come inside. Like everyone sort of eats outside, obviously, or they just take it and go. The inside is mostly for cooking, but there's a little bit of there's a card table and some like folding chairs. And she sort of pushes some stuff aside and starts putting the chairs out. She's like, come on, have a seat, y'all. You want to talk, I know. You can smell
my God.
the chicken, the delicious, most delicious smelling chicken you've ever smelled before in your life, sizzling and cooking. She's like, yep,
Cartoon character
just
fun.
getting some extra dinner ready because I thought we might have some guests. I guess I was right.
Thank you.
Very prescient.
Well, no, just get some feelings every now and then. Feelings. Come on now.
Yeah. Let's take a seat.
Before you can really talk to her, she just starts putting things in front of you. Some collard greens, some corn,
Yes.
some chitlins, things like that.
Oh my God. I haven't eaten since well before we fought that giant tree.
For the first time since Joseph was like 13, he says grace.
Yeah, inside the place you can definitely see things are organized in various strange ways, but like it all makes sense. Like it's organized to whoever cooks here for sure. Right? Like things might be in weird places to you, but it's not your kitchen. It's their kitchen. But definitely like knives are in a certain area, jars are in another area, seasonings in a different area, right? The deep fryer is like deep frying in a corner right away from everything else, that kind of stuff. It's very organized for the space. Ray comes in, and he says, "Mama, I think that..." She's like, no, you go home. You go home. Your wife be waiting. He's like, all right. You sure you don't want me to stay? She's like, no. Get on. And she pulls up a chair, and she sits down across from you.
Ma'am.
I was going to go home, but I'm glad I didn't.
I'm also glad. I'm Alex. Extend a hand.
She doesn't really reach for it, but she's kind of far enough away that like she'd have to like get up and come over to shake your hand.
Oh, never mind then. I didn't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Alex. Joseph. Ophelia.
Hi.
And I'm guessing there's a doctor somewhere, right? They're all friends of Father Martin.
That is correct.
Yeah, he told me some people was coming into town. But I don't think. See, the thing is that Father Martin doesn't know what he thinks he knows. Well, okay, he knows what he knows. What he told you was true, but he doesn't know that. So me, I'm just some old lady who makes chicken.
I get the sense that that's not the whole story.
Yeah, if I told him what was going on, he would just get too involved, and that's not what we need around here. He's old. He's retired. He should just stay old and retired. Me, I can't retire. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I don't see that in my future either.
I mean, once you know, right? You gotta keep going. But he's old. He's just an old, Vatican-trained vampire killer,
Whoa, he's that hardcore?
He was. Back before he injured himself.
Yeah. So, first things first, in case it's a time-sensitive issue, less than 2 hours ago, we raided a chemical facility and encountered a vampire in like a corporate structure who's got some werewolves on her payroll. Like, they gave us 24 hours to get out of town, but if a bunch of motorcycles pull up, that's why.
Okay.
Just the immediate heads up.
No, hey, that's actually really helpful. I appreciate the honesty and the forewarningness. But don't worry, you're probably talking about the only bikers I know of are JJ and his crew. They won't come here. They come here and they do not disrespect this house. They know it.
That's great. And I'd love to tell you more and hear more, but I did this thing earlier that makes me better able to conduct myself, and it has a limited duration.
Oh, no.
So
put a hand on Alex and gently shake her.
Yeah. Oh, still here.
All right.
I'm gonna eat this chicken. Do you have coffee?
Oh, chicken! She starts pulling chicken out of the fryer. She's like, "Oh," because she just put all of the like other things in front of you guys.
All the fixes.
She's like, "I also forgot they got the mac and cheese here." And
Alex fully picked up a fork and went to go for it like it was a drumstick.
Yeah.
Ow! I don't have enough fake teeth for this.
Food.
She puts all the chicken in front of you. Like she pulls off like the legs and stuff. Like it's a whole chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Cuts the breast. It's all steamy, delicious. Smells good.
Joseph, Ophelia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you stuff your face. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A
You
nice
eat.
lady.
You eat. Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
We got this.
Here. I don't
Ask
know
her
if
she knows any spells.
Okay. All right.
Maybe
You
later.
you eat.
She sets
Yeah.
a very strong tea in front of you. She's like,
Mhm.
"Ain't got no coffee, but this will wake you up."
Cool.
Or is it sweet iced tea, or are we talking hot and steamy?
Oh, you want no? It's like a hot steamy tea.
yeah,
But
that
she
makes
gives
sense.
she gives the two of you regular iced
Oh,
tea.
no, that's
That's
a man
sweet
after my own
Thank
heart,
you.
Scott.
delicious. Yeah.
Okay.
She gave him some kind of special go juice.
Mhm.
Oh, she gave her.
Go
She gave
juice.
Alex go juice.
I mean, you seem to know a lot of things that most people should know.
I've been around
So
for a
do you-
long time.
Yeah. Do you know what we've been up to last few days? Just trying to get a baseline. Don't want to waste your time.
I don't know much. I know that that Father Martin called you all in because there was that
Mhm.
murder over at Red Roof Motel.
Yeah, we're still
Yep.
looking into that. We think that was JJ and his gang. That's what he's called.
JJ, yeah,
JJ.
Jeremiah Jackson.
Yeah, Jeremy. Yep.
Him and his
That makes
cousin
sense.
Myrna, they're around.
Myrna.
Yep.
Do you? Yeah. Well, we found some chemical. We burnt it all. We found the chemical. We burnt a bunch of it. We were in that barren facility.
Oh, you cross paths with Barons.
Yeah.
Barons and Lancaster
Mm.
Industries, eh?
Mm-hmm. That was tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how to say this all, but y'all fucked.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
How fucked?
Well, you was probably right. There's definitely some vampires on that board, that corporate board for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you talk to? Did you talk to the older one, the younger chubby one,
Pretty girl.
the girl? And you're still alive.
Yeah, she said she liked our spunk, I guess, so that as long as we got out, she'd let us live. But I mean, we're here, so you know how we feel, really.
She leans back a little bit and she's like, "She like your spunk, huh?"
I guess.
Stop saying spunk.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I didn't mean, but then when Scott said it, I was like, oh no, I fucked up.
I think it might be worth it for us to mention the tree.
Mm-hmm.
What tree?
With
Screeching
1,000
willow.
we fought some tree with like 1,000 mouths that could crush us.
Screeching willow.
Screeching willow is what?
Brand doesn't catch on if you don't use the name. I'm just saying.
Well, sounds like y'all been involved in all kinds of stuff. I ain't never heard of no tree. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Fought a lot of things, but ain't heard of no tree. Right
Have
here.
you heard of Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
You've heard of Dr. Aurora, maybe?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Mm.
But is that part of Barron's?
Yeah, it works for her.
Mm.
Yeah, Alex?
Yeah, Barron's is one of them things that's just too big for us. It's just too big for me and my little family to deal with. Ray there's my grandson. He might have told you that. Everyone that fights with us has the choice to stay or go, but they're all family. And if they ain't family, they marry in. That's the kind of place that we are. So I'm not asking you. I mean, you're unless you marry one of my granddaughters. I got a few great granddaughters that are in college right now, about the right age. One of them likes girls. She looks at the both of you. One of them likes girls. She tells me. So I'm just saying, there's an opportunity there, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you to join. I'm not asking you to be part of this family, but we're a family, and we protect people around here because there's a lot going on, but mostly we care about the ghosts and the lake. Not sure why it's been going on, but it's been going on for a while now.
Right. you keep mentioning the lake.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, we don't rightly know, but every now and then, the lake just likes to get all foggy. And when that happens, the dead come walking out. When they walk around, they're up to something. They seem to want to create more, have people come join them in death. Convince them to walk out to the water, convince them to drown themselves. So we're out there trying to make sure no one does that. No one does that. Maybe you heard about it. People talk about, if you've been on the internet, people talk about the mist, the Morgan City mist. That's what they're talking about. It's the lake trying to take them.
I look over at Joseph and I say, seems like a missed opportunity.
Jesus Christ, Alex.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Not trying to be rude or nothing. I'm just really trying to keep my thoughts straight for a minute.
I mean,
this new update kicks.
In a city like this, there's so much going on. I mean, you guys are managing the lake. I mean, it needs doing. I mean, that's awesome. Do you guys know anything about werewolves, vampires, their whole shit?
Do we know about vampires, werewolves? Boy, I was fighting off werewolves and vampires before you was, in your daddy's nutsack, as they say.
You know what? Fair enough. I mean, yeah, JJ knows our face and wants us dead.
Well, then you're double fucked.
Yeah, we're not done with our business, though. I think JJ, well, JJ's the one who did the killing that got us brought here, I guess.
So we're gonna have to handle some part of that before we skip town.
Y'all worried about? Hold on, y'all worried about JJ and little biker gang of little pissant little. She starts making something out of some chicken legs she's got in a little jar. She puts she kind of binds them together, throws them into a little sack, sort of throws some what appears to be spices and herbs inside the thing. She like cuts her finger a little bit, drips a little blood in there. She like seals it up. She's like,
"Oh my God.
Here, take this. When JJ's people come at you, it's only gonna work once, but it'll keep them away. It'll keep them away long enough for you to get away."
Okay, real quick. That was alchemy, right?
Maybe.
That's my occult specialization.
Yeah, man.
That
That was a kind of alchemy for sure. That was definitely a. You want to make a roll or something?
I want to roll. Alex is never focused harder on trying to remember exact steps.
Got it.
She's currently operating under like the worst hangover.
Sure. All right. You're gonna need like 4, right? 4 successes. That's what all the endowments are usually set at.
Are we set for character sheet? Wits or intelligence?
Well, that's actually hard. Let's go with wits because you're trying to notice it, right?
Okay.
Might be intelligence when you try to reproduce it, but we'll see.
Plus the specialization gives me an extra 1.
Yep.
Cool. And I'm 2 with a willpower.
Oh, it's just too much going on there. You didn't quite catch it. She definitely did something, and it stands out to you as something. And essentially what she hands you is this sort of juju bag on a string thing that she gives you. You're not sure exactly like what it is because, like I said, you didn't do so well. But she's confident that it'll work. Now, mechanically speaking, this is a one-time thwart the unnatural thing with the repel the unnatural sort of perk on it, right?
Sick.
Cool.
Yeah. Or is it thwart the unnatural? Hold on, let me double check.
Thwart is to resist their mind control. I think.
Then it's repel, the unnatural, the one that holds
Yeah.
them from being able to come at you.
Right.
So I think is that. Hold on. All right. Endowment, sense the unnatural. Repel the unnatural ward. That's what with the ward perk on. Right. One time.
Sweet.
One time.
Good to know.
Whoever
Well-
uses it will have to try to make a roll. But actually, hold on. Let me just make a roll for us right now.
Big money, no Amy's.
I mean, it's storytelling, so I'm going to add stuff to it
Yeah.
regardless of how it goes.
Fair enough.
But let's see. /1 dice. And it's resolve plus a goal. Oh, okay. Bam. Why did it not roll?
Good question.
Let me try that again. Maybe I did something wrong. There we go.
Jeez.
Eesh.
That's rough.
Get a reroll.
Oh, there we go. Cool. All right.
Effectively. Right on.
5.
Mm.
Cool. That'll be the difficulty number for whatever's trying to resist it.
Cool.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Ophelia, what do you got?
Really, I've only been a part of this for
Mm-hmm.
two days, day and a
Right.
half.
That's why I'm asking you. Because you're going to have questions that the rest of us overlook.
What exactly works on getting rid of these guys in case they try to get like too violent with us? I mean, I don't know anything about anything. I was brought into this by accident like less than a week ago. So
She pulled a gun on me and I told her the truth.
Oh, honey. Oh, sweetheart. And she comes over and sort of gives you a hug. Sort of sits with you for a second. Like, oh, I'm so sorry that you had to get into this. I'm so sorry. You know, back in the day when we were really active around here, we had to find a bunch of kids and save them. And unfortunately, not all of them got to go home to their families. Some of them were forced into this kind of stuff, and that's why I decided to start my family. You know, some of them are actually not my kids. In fact, only one of them really is my kid. The rest of them are those kids that we couldn't get back to their families. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, honey, that you have to deal with this.
I was in the military. I've seen a lot of weird shit.
Yeah,
Not this
but-
weird, but weird.
Bo was in the military too, and this was all a little too much for him too.
But
I want to be an asset. At the very least.
hang on.
I'm sorry?
I want to be able to help.
Oh, I
And-
see. Oh, I see.
And in order for me to do that, because I don't know occult stuff. I don't know how to do much of anything other than shoot a gun and punch a guy.
I see. Well, that's all you really need. That's all I really need. She gets up, goes back to like sort of moving things around in her kitchen, and she sits back down. So your question, how do you kill it? How do you fight it? Depends on what it is. If you want to know about JJ's crew, which is what I think you're asking, silver. Silver will help. Fire. But you got to do it fast. You got to hit them hard and hit them fast. Make it so they don't wake up. They can't get up. Just as fast as you can. Now, you're going to be scared because they're going to change, and it's terrifying. But I'll tell you what worked for us. What worked for us was distracting it, and then everyone just unloading all of their bullets into the thing. Or driving real fast while the others are distracting it, getting it out into the road, and then just slamming into it with a pickup truck. One of the old ones, because them Ford F-150s just crumble when they hit these things. But them old ones. But with a Warthog or Warlock, something like that. Just a big, hefty truck from the 50s. That seemed to do the trick.
Makes sense.
Well, if we're extra double fucked, where can we help the most before our
Oh, by
our
the way,
actions
she ain't
catch
no
up to us?
vampire. She was born just a few
No?
years ago. Well, I mean, however many, 30 years ago, whatever. She's still a kid. But she's been getting older. I've been seeing her getting older, watching them. But they made some pact a long time ago with something. Something dark, something scary. All them kids are all messed up.
Peggy.
Patty Lancaster.
Patty. Yeah. Yeah.
She's
okay.
actually a Barron's. She married in the Lancaster family. I ain't seen her husband ever since they got married. Seemed like she married him to gain control of the Lancaster part of the corporation. Don't know what happened after that. Stopped following them. Honestly, didn't care.
Her and her brothers are people?
As far as I'm aware. Their daddy just died a couple years ago. The oldest one, Stanton, he took over. That's the last I heard. That's the last I knew. Because after that, things just started changing around here, and the lake just got really bad. Stop paying attention. I'm sure if you went around town, I'm sure the mayor, he'd probably know. But he's also friends with the sheriff. He might not want to talk to you. They all meet over there at the Bowling Pin Diner.
I mean, sure, that's what I was going to ask. Do you know Deputy Benoit?
Do I know
He's
Deputy
around all the
Benoit?
time.
That son of a bitch, he come here all the time hassling me for my license. All the time.
He just the hardest working cop, or?
No, he's
Hardest
got some
ass
kind of
cop.
agenda. Not sure what it is, though.
But human.
Hmm?
Human.
Still not sure about that either.
All right.
10 years ago, the last time shit got bad.
7 years ago?
7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Were you? I mean, you were around. Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Is that something you're okay to talk about?
You're going to need something. She gets up and pulls a jar from behind another jar. She opens it up, and you immediately get hit with something strong. Something smells very strongly like alcohol.
Yep. Hair of the dog. Let's go.
She pours it into like these little mason jars for you guys. She doesn't seem to have any cups anywhere.
Ideal drinking vessel.
Yep. Then she sits down. She says, "All right, let me spin you a yarn."
He's taking it for a sip.
Yep, it is strong, and
Still a little
it burns.
coked out.
Yep. You're not sure
Heresy.
what it's made out of, but it is delicious, regardless. If there's a flavor to it, all you know is it just sanitized your entire body.
Straight kerosene, baby. Let's go.
It's just the head. It's just only methanol.
7 years ago, we come into town because, well, Morgan City was the closest thing to where we were. We rescued a Poor young guy. Don't really remember his name. Michael. Yeah, Michael, I think was his name. Short-lived. He was a football player, and he was headed off to LSU start the season. Him and his daddy. They had a problem with their car, broke down side of the road. Didn't make it to LSU. We caught wind of it. We went in to rescue them. One of our team died, and Michael was badly hurt. Not sure what had him. Something that was trying to experiment on him, graft things to him. Reminded us of one of ours. She had been through that sort of thing. She had an arm that was not her own, right? But she made it through. We all had been affected. My story goes a lot longer than that, but that's not what you want to hear. You want to know what happened 7 years ago, so. So Bo brought us back to his place. He had a house out here. It was his daddy's old place. He hadn't been to it in years. He came back from doing some tours in the Middle East and saw something. He didn't really want to come back, but this was the closest place. We came here. While we were here, we heard a story about a house where people were hearing kids running around, playing. Went there. It was haunted, for sure, but it was haunted by something that we couldn't beat, which is really strange because we've beaten a lot of things before that. But that's not important right now. After that, we realized that all of these children that were up in this house had been sacrificed.
Oh, Jesus.
At some point to something. Turned out there was a history of that sort of thing going on around here. Whole town was built upon this cult. This 5 orders cult. A group of people who had somehow come to understand some things that they probably shouldn't have understood, decided they wanted to control it, and they thought the only way they could do that was by sacrificing the young ones. Every 24 years, they sacrificed 24 young ones to keep something locked away in some kind of cage. Don't really know what. Don't really care. Fact was, this group of 5 orders was 5 orders of monster. Vampires, werewolves, some kind of serial killer humans, some fae things. Didn't quite understand it, but they were all working together because they all got power from keeping whatever it was locked away. There was lots of power there. And I think one group was mages, and they were using it for something. Whatever it was, they all gained their power from it, so they kept killing. Over 23 years, 23 kids. One extra kid, 1 extra year was a little wrong. We kept getting closer. We were just picking them off, not knowing what we were doing. We realized the sheriff was involved. That's where it really hit Bo, because his dad had been sheriff. His daddy had been in charge of the police. He's been the chief of police of Morgan City after he retired from being sheriff. It had been his job to find these kids. So he didn't want to stop. We went after the cops. We kidnapped one. He told us about some others that had been sort of around. And we discovered that in this town, there were 5 things trapped by the power of whatever this was. And those things we thought were evil. They were lust, wrath, attachment, creatures like that. Turned out they were our friends. They were trapped here, and they didn't want to be trapped here. In fact, the only reason why the town was prospering was because they couldn't act in this town. They couldn't do anything. They were just stuck. Lust was stuck up in that motel. Wrath was stuck there in that prison. Attachment was stuck in that house.
The other 2?
I don't remember where they were. I think one was a banker. Couldn't leave the bank. Always there. Never could leave. Greed, I think. I don't think we ever actually found where the other one was. But we did something, and they were able to come to us. We opened a book that you all don't want to see, and I tried to destroy it several times. So someone took it somewhere, and they're not going to tell me because I don't want to know about it. I want it to be gone. But whatever we did when we opened that book, they could come talk to us. And we went and found that temple, and we destroyed it. We destroyed it while they were in there. All of them. All gathered in there. All 23 kids, all trapped. The only thing I can say is that we rescued them kids.
That's good.
Michael died. Bo made it out. I made it out. Charlie made it out.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
But that's not the worst part.
Oh, good.
The worst part is that Jack, he also made it out. He was one of our team. He didn't know what to do with himself after that. He tried to tell everyone what was going on. Everyone thought he was crazy. He decided to get involved, and I think that he's doing something that he thinks is right. But I think he's involved in some sort of organization that's infiltrating some of these companies like Barons of Lancaster. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he's a rich playboy. And I think he's slowly becoming one of them, not realizing that he's turning dark. But Bo had nightmares. But these nightmares weren't of what we did. They were of what was living trapped in that cage. Last I heard from him was a note telling me that he'd figured out how to solve it. And that if he was right, I wouldn't hear from him again. So far, I ain't heard from him. But I can't leave because I don't know if what is trapped in there is really trapped in there. And dead and gone. So that's what you want to know about this town. That's why it's so strange. There's a history. It has ghosts. Not so many ghosts anymore. Just the ones that come out of the lake.
Okay, so they are ghosts.
Well-
They're not like corporeal.
Oh no, they are ghosts. They are incorporeal, cannot touch you unless
Cool.
they get real angry kind of things.
Cool.
But I will say that I've seen a significant decrease of vampires. JJ and his cousin are basically the only werewolves I'm aware of. They're just orphans. They don't really know what they're doing. I ain't seen no fae around here in a long time.
Any fungus?
Fungus?
We've been finding weird fungus in the bodies of the victims. It's to do with something the Barons is making. We don't know. We don't know anything. Just, throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. Don't know nothing about no fungus.
Your guy who was having nightmares about the thing that was trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know what it was?
No.
Did you have a description of
Some
it?
entity that seemed to be deep underground, but like not of our world, not in our world, but old, very dark, very evil. Something without discernible form.
What about cycles of death and rebirth?
Sounds like a typical thing to me. Death, rebirth. A lot of occultists believe in that kind of thing. Reincarnation.
Yeah, but maybe it's nothing. But the Nightjar writer, the writers, the fucking JJ.
Is that what JJ's calling his gang these days?
It's about death and rebirth. And
God damn it. That kid
we're
found out
fighting
about his
fate.
ancestry. Okay.
His ancestry.
Yeah.
What is that? What do you mean?
I'm not sure how it all works with the werewolves, but something about spirals going round and round, death, rebirth, destruction, some sort of weaver and worm, some such. I thought he just didn't know, but I guess he knows. He's calling himself Nightjar. Sounds like he's figured out that he was once part of that, what was that, the Black Spirals tribe. Back before we killed them all, of course. At least the ones around here.
This is a lot. Ophelia, not to bring your issues into this, but you said you saw something in your service, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe same thing Bo saw?
Uh,
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. I have these dreams every so often about the best way I can describe it is like like a demon. And the shadow things that keep like popping up and I again at first I thought it was just PTSD. Military it happens. But like this thing didn't have a face. It was a tall form,
Giant, formless, potentially very old.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Ophelia Spade.
Any connection to the Beauregard family? To the Lafleur family?
Look at my sheet. Not that I.
Baby, it's okay if you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know.
I don't. I'm sorry. These dreams come to me almost once, maybe twice a week.
That's what was happening to Bo. That's why I asked.
Whatever y'all saw over there. Something connected somehow. Yeah?
Definitely sounds like it.
Ah, fuck. This is too much.
Shit. So. Okay. Good information. I don't know if it helps us, but
Something to go off. Anything.
I feel like we got so many pieces. We should be able to see a picture. Ghosts in the lake, monster underground, like evil demon monster. Ritual sacrifices 7 years ago that presumably aren't going to get re-upped. The recent death of the monarch of the Baron's family. And I mean, death, ghosts are coming back, rebirth, there's fucking plant monsters. That's what I got.
Yeah, there was a ghost in the cemetery. Told these two to get chicken.
A ghost.
Little boy. Well,
She starts to
I wasn't
smile.
there.
She's like, a ghost, huh?
That's what they told me.
The
What was-
closest thing.
What was his name?
I got this. Caleb. His name is Caleb.
That's the one thing that I missed on my notes. I think it was Caleb. I don't even know if it was a real ghost, but it knew things. It knew things about.
She
Alex
just starts.
and I.
She just starts laughing. She's like, "Oh, that boy's still around. Okay, okay."
You know him?
Yeah, he used to live in a house with a bunch of other little ghost kids. He's not a ghost. You met attachment.
Oh. Wait.
What the fuck is an attachment?
No, it's what she was just talking about. Hang on. So these things are still around? I guess he'd be attached.
Yeah, he's obviously still around. I thought that maybe they got to leave and could go pass on, but it sounds like good old Mo is stuck around, or Caleb as you call him.
Holy shit.
Oh, that boy. Did he play a game with you? Try to, like, pretend like he was a normal kid and, like, ask you a bunch of really pointed questions?
Yeah,
Did.
and then he asked us things that he like suddenly just knew about us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
then
he's impossibly old. That's why. I think that he and his siblings have been around since the beginning of time. Since humans have existed, there has been greed, wrath, attachment, all of that.
Oh, so that's what he.
yeah, that's what he.
Uh-huh. That's
So
I gotta go speak to him. That's
Well, he'll speak to you if he wants to speak to you. The first time we encountered him,
sure.
he was trying to give us hints about what was really going on, and we weren't listening. And then we tried to exercise. Well, I tried to exercise him, and that did not go well for us.
Oh.
Later, after we'd met some of the others, when they realized that we weren't working for the order of the five orders, he started being a friend. So it sounds like you didn't try attacking him or like sending him away, disentangling him, and none of that.
No, we just chatted.
Good. You did it right. You did what I wish I had done. Oh, he'd probably still talk to me if I hadn't tried to banish him back then.
He also. I mean, we did get his attention pretty hard.
Oh?
Exhumation.
Wait. Where's he at now?
It's not. I mean,
He's not in the house still.
cemetery.
Well, guess I gotta pay the cemetery visit.
Little kid in the cemetery. Sounds right on brand.
Mm-hmm. Didn't think to look there. Like I said, I thought he and the others had left. Motel certainly doesn't have lust anymore. Wrath ain't in jail.
Yeah, I mean,
Are they all that friendly?
Surprisingly, yes. For being the five evils of Sikhism, they're strangely friendly people. I mean, if you call them people, they're impossibly old entities that have been around since the beginning of human existence.
Well, okay. So if we just, treat them as we did Caleb,
Oh, yeah, that's what happened with Lust. We treated her kindly. We actually tried to rescue her, and that's when we discovered that she couldn't be rescued.
Oh,
We
no.
thought she was just a victim who had been
Being
kidnapped and being
trafficked.
held against her will in the motel.
Hmm.
And then we walked in, and she was like, she said, what'd she say? How did Jack say it went down? She said, "What are you doing here? Get the fuck out." And he said, "What?" And she said, "You're gonna get killed." And then they got attacked, and they had to like scramble out. It was the whole thing. But she protected them, but she made it very clear she could not come, and that's when we discovered. Because on the other side, Bo and the new guy that we had sort of taken, the police officer, and me, we ran into Wrath, and he was also like, "If you're here, then you're going the wrong way." They all knew who we were. They knew what we were doing, and they had apparently been trying to help us out once they realized that we weren't working for the other side. But they got to test you first. They got to know. And we failed with Caleb when we first met him. You passed.
And it sucked. Yeah, it sucked. This is wild. I can't. We have been running around like chickens with our heads cut off.
Mm-hmm.
And
She looks over at like her chickens hanging from the wall.
yeah. So glad we found you.
Mm-hmm. You told us so much, we know less now.
Well, I don't know what Barnsley Lancaster is up to, but if I have any guess, it's probably not anything good. What else did Caleb tell you?
Aside from go get some chicken.
Oh, so he told you to come to me, and it took you this long to get here, huh?
We had to fight a tree.
Yeah,
Sounds like
we
it.
exhumed a body and met Caleb, took the body home. Then Joseph started shouting about his crashed drone, so we went and fought the tree and met. I still want to call her Peggy.
Patty?
Patty, thank you. Met Patty, and then we went home again and immediately got called out to respond to another thing, and that's where we met your grandson.
Mm-hmm.
It's been at most 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a weird.
Sounds like it's
Weird
been a
night.
pretty heavy 6 hours.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I thought burning down a warehouse and fighting a tree would be the craziest part of the night, but
Yeah.
nope.
Okay.
Well, there's some people that might be able to answer your questions. Most of them meet at the bowling pin diner pretty much every day.
Okay.
Just if I was you, don't eat the meat.
Don't
Got
eat
it.
it. Ominous.
Trust me, you don't want none of that
Mm.
unless y'all
Is it-
like long pig.
Yeah. So
Wait,
definitely they don't. Yeah.
fuck. Are you kidding me?
That's the rumor I've been hearing. Don't know if it's true. Don't have time to look into it.
I think that's actually a good thing in a weird way, because that means once we question them, we can just waste all of them.
Well, I mean, we'll be outnumbered, outgunned.
Outnumbered, yes, but I look at Ophelia.
Outgunned's a different.
Out tooth and fanged. Then.
Okay.
Definitely, they're not going to answer our questions if they know why we're there, right? show up, pretend like we're one of the gang.
Yeah, but that politician Waylon Biggs, he's always there too. That guy, he will talk and talk. He thinks he's more important than he is. Did you hear? Have you been around in town for a few days?
I feel like I've heard the name.
Did you hear that bullshit speech he gave at the Shrimp and Petroleum Festival about redoing the landscape, about restoring the earth first, by
I heard
helping
about
out
that, yeah.
the giant corporations that do all of the mining and all of the digging, all of the oiling?
Fucking politicians.
Yep.
Funny thing.
Now they want to dig up there, brother.
By the what?
Oh shit.
GG finished that sentence.
Oh shit.
They want to dig it up, don't they?
They do.
They're digging the thing.
They are.
Because he doesn't know. He's just saying what the corporation is telling him, what Barons and Lancaster are telling him to say.
Holy shit.
Barons and Lancaster are involved in all this nature magic, bringing back nature by making fucking tree monsters and turning people into plant monsters. And now they're going after the thing underground.
We gotta make more
they are.
Molotovs.
They're
You're not wrong.
I think we're past the Molotovs.
I mean, this is
need to
high-proof
start-
shit. I mean, this is ideal.
Okay, Molotovs aside, we're gonna need something a little bit more powerful than a Molotov.
well.
Oh,
I
God.
can.
Yes, you're gonna need something that's gonna blow up a temple all over again.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't suppose you were EOD, Ophelia.
Maybe you know somebody.
I know a few guys. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. Oh.
Yeah. So have you seen that construction over there in Bateman Island? I didn't even think of that. The temple, it's on the island, but we blew it up.
Joseph, can
Shit.
you map this?
But I didn't realize it just. I feel like I've been wasting all this time. She's getting angry. She's like,
No,
they were
no.
digging it up the whole time.
Hey, we know, right? We've been on this shit. We're already dead. If the people who know about us know about us, might as well go out with a bang.
Grim, but I'm more or less with you.
Hey, let's
Google
blow up an
Maps.
island. Google Maps. Yeah, I'm pulling up like the satellite view of the
How
place.
long do we have?
Don't know.
I'm trying to already looking into the records of the construction, see if I can find emails, deadlines,
Right?
who's
'Cause
sending
you
them.
dug all in back then, right? You got
Uh-huh.
all up in that biz.
I have security footage of the area if they're installing things to watch the
Sure.
excavators.
So there's
whatever I
no,
can get.
yeah, there's not any security footage. There's some satellite imagery. There's definitely surveyors' notes of the island. Lancaster Construction, of whom your original person that you were looking into worked for.
They all work
I was
for
looking at our notes earlier and I was like, holy fuck, he worked for Lancaster. And then for it to come back around, the construction is really good.
I feel like somebody said we should look into the construction company right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Lancaster Construction's the one with the contract to do the wildlife restoration and earth redevelopment as project, as they're calling it, out on Bateman Island, which is a section of the island. So there's the island out there is actually kind of carved up a little bit by land. Bateman is the larger section of the land mass that is basically more bayou than anything else. There doesn't look to be like a whole lot of actual land out there, but very obviously there's a particular section that they're doing some excavating, and they're sort of so far have been building some structures. They've been building cranes more, out there, but they've been also damming it up to drain the water, to be able to get to the actual dry earth to be able to place a lot of their stuff. So they're behind in whatever schedule they probably have. They haven't been able to do a lot, but lots of the emails reference protesters getting in their way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if there was ever a good spot for eco-terrorism,
You want to blow the dam?
I was thinking the excavators, but I mean, why turn to 10 when you can turn it to 11?
It's what I always say.
I mean, we don't want to flood the town, though. This
ever-
is Louisiana.
You ever take a minute and realize that maybe you're a bad person?
Are
I
we?
mean, we're blowing this dam for a good reason, but
You're bad people for a justifiable and good cause.
I mean, what's better? We drown this island, or 23 kids get sacrificed?
I'm not trying to have a debate. I'm just like, maybe.
Maybe. I'm
Maybe.
impulsive.
Listen, let me just. I'm gonna take out my phone and I'm gonna send a text, to my guy.
Mhm.
I need every weapon you've got.
Arming the town.
He responds with every question mark.
It's important.
He says it's going to cost you.
You know what I'm good for.
Mhm.
Meet me, and then she's going to give him the usual address, which is like right outside of Morgan City that they meet up at. Come alone. I'm bringing a couple of my people.
3 points, man. This guy's connected.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he can't get you a nuke, but
No, but he can get me
Everything else.
He can get me a lot of other good shit.
also probably potentially like commercial grade plastic explosives for sure. It seems like just about the level. I mean, commercial grade, not military grade, right? There's a slight difference there.
Not military grade.
Yeah, levels,
We
buildings.
still use it to blow up buildings.
Yeah, right.
Okay. This is good. This is all good. Before we go blow a bunch of shit up. God, we need to know our opponent's timeline. If their timeline puts them at win condition in under 24 hours, we have to act. If it doesn't, we can play fucking Lancasters and Barons and maybe get some kind of edge through them. If I go back to Lancaster, if I go back to Patty Lancaster, got it written down now, and tell her we want to know what's in milk. Act like that's our big concern. Like we don't know diddly about this temple. Give us 2 werewolves to finish our mission. We found out who was doing the murdering and we got rid of him. That was it. Job done. We want the milk to make sure it's not an existential threat. And then we're gone. She gives us those 2 things. Then we go to JJ and play him a recording of her giving him up.
Maybe. But I mean, he did not dare to disobey her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only reason we aren't dead is because her leash is tight.
Make it clear that he's got his back to the wall and she's willing to kill him and we're willing to not. I mean, dude did murder 6 people, but I'd rather have a werewolf on my side. At least for now.
Hey, if worse, maybe we can get them all in the explosion. Kill, however many birds and a pretty big stone.
We're definitely gonna need a pretty big stone.
Start recording my dreams.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Because if one of your dreams features, light from the ceiling, it's fucking go time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's an objective. A place to go.
We have another thing to blow up now.
Right, hey, 2 arsons, that means one explosion.
God.
We're bad for this town. Sorry, Gigi. We don't mean to be.
You know how much destruction and chaos I left in my wake back in my heyday?
Hell yeah.
I just told you that Bo literally drove as fast as humanly possible down roads and just smothered things if he didn't drop down and shoot the shit out of it first.
Hey, if it works, it works.
We burned down so much. So much.
Maybe monsters don't like hunters because we fuck up the
We're just
economy.
burning everything
Maybe.
down. We got to keep the streak alive.
All right.
I mean, that house where we found that Michael or Jimmy, now that I'm thinking about it, his name might have been Jimmy. When we found him, we burned that to the ground. There was no way we were leaving that left. Whatever those things were. Charlie called them Prometheans. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
Scary sounding.
yeah, sounded terrifying enough.
Isn't that like a Ridley Scott? Ridley
No,
Scott.
guy who gave us fire.
Alien. No,
What are you
they're a thing from Aliens, from the expanded Alien verse. Prometheus
Sure they are,
invented
Alex.
aliens and predators and humans, and then the aliens and the predators and the humans, they all fight each other.
I'm only
What are
going
you
to
talking
judge you
about?
slightly for watching the Alien movies.
Alien is a classic.
And
Alien
aliens.
And Aliens. The first two Alien movies are fucking
Yeah,
classic.
this isn't Joseph anymore. Don't talk shit about Ridley Scott.
Dropped. Now we're talking out of character. Hold on.
perfect. Okay. Anyway, Prometheans. I'll ask my source, see if he's heard of them. But for the time being, we should get some sleep.
Yeah. I would say so. If they're not going to be getting to the temple today, then you should sleep.
I'll get into some corporate assistance emails, see what deadlines are looking like. Make sure it's not in 3 hours.
And I'd also appreciate if y'all could just not tell Father Martin who I really am.
You got it.
He just thinks I'm a kindly old woman making chicken out in my shack.
Copy that.
Is there history there, or you
No,
don't want him in your business?
he's just a retired Society of St. Leopold son of a bitch, and they used to burn witches. So, I just don't like talking about it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Honestly, our relationship with Dr. Martin or Father Martin. We got too many Martins.
When we wake up Dr. Martin, he's gonna freak.
Not that there's
Yeah.
anything wrong with the old priest, just that he likes to think he's the only real hunter in town, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just don't like to cross paths, especially since,
Sometimes it's best to let old white men keep their delusions.
Exactly. No offense, y'all. You seem like woke individuals.
Oh, I'm.
Is that the
way
term?
too
That's the
old.
term kids use, right? I heard that my
Yeah.
my grandbaby was saying that the other day, and so I thought that's what we use.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're no Catholic priests, that's for sure.
Yep.
Do more coke.
But I'm the holiest person here.
We're not talking about your gunshot wounds, Ophelia.
Listen, you.
Zing.
You and I both know that I could put your fucking face through that fucking wall right now.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I'll
that would be
cry.
another hole.
There would be another hole. I am the holiest person here.
God. This is what happens. You start learning about the real world, and you start losing your mind.
Yeah, if you don't cry, you gotta. If you don't laugh, you gotta cry, right?
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
You know what? One unequivocally good thing that's come out of this. Learning that Hattie Lancaster is not a vampire I will now not put a piece of wood through her chest.
Well, I mean, if it comes to it, I mean, that works as well on us as it does them, I guess. But
Do you know what I mean? I won't use that as like a capture technique.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, can't ask her questions after that.
Yeah.
Unless, Gigi, can you like talk to dead people? You a medium? Do you know a medium? Is that a real thing?
That's a thing for sure. Listen,
Oh.
I'm the seventh daughter of the seventh daughter of the seventh daughter, so take that as it is.
Huddle up, everybody. If she's
21.
No.
21. Okay. I'm confused.
It's a magic thing, Alex. I don't get it either. Good magic? Good magic? Good magic.
Hey, if you're packing mojo, I'm sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I can drive anymore after this, so
Oh, yeah, no, you're probably going to have to sleep it off in your van there.
yeah, we're safe around here. I feel safer here than I have anywhere else in Morgan City.
Oh, this is this whole area right here is under my protection, so you are free to just. You want to sleep out under the stars? Ain't nothing gonna bother you tonight, honey.
I mean,
She starts packing up her things. She's like, "Looks like it's almost 4 o'clock. Time to shut down the shack."
oh, 4 o'clock.
God.
It's gonna be a bad day. I'm gonna be hungover. I'm gonna be trying to, I guess, get in contact with Ophelia's explosives guys. We're probably still gonna be getting hunted by werewolves. Oh shit!
I'll be alright. Me sleep now. Alex gets up, walks out, pulls out her personal phone, and calls Mark.
Alex,
Hey.
you okay?
Serum worn off. Very hungover.
Oh, good. Not something worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm alive. I'm in a safe place, like a real, hallowed, guarded, safe place. Found lots of stuff. Fought tree monster. Something about Prometheans, maybe demons, child sacrifice. So much stuff. We'll pass out soon. Journal email incoming.
I'll read it.
Okay.
I'll read it on the road. Sounds like you need help.
Yeah.
Boy, do we.
It's. You remember when we built out that scale of like 1 is an unfriendly spirit and 10 is a full-on apocalypse?
Yeah.
We're at like a 7, drifting towards a 10. This could get really ugly.
We're on the way.
I love you.
Just hang in.
Yeah. Okay. Good night.
Okay.
And then I walk to the nearest patch of ground that I'm pretty sure won't get wet. It's like a rise or something.
Mm-hmm.
I throw down my jacket and I just lay down on it.
Yeah, there's a full piece around this shack for sure. Like the frogs don't even come over this close. Except the nice ones that are clearly cute and just want to hang out.
Twin frogs, got it. Hey, Gigi.
Yeah?
And she's gonna take out her wallet again and hand over the money to her. Make sure the homeless people get fed.
It's very kind of you. She takes the money. She puts it in a little jar where there's a bunch of other little money. She's like, that'll give them a lot of chicken.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids there. And I like to give back whenever I can. And if you ever need any help or anything, she'll take out her little pad of paper and a pen and write down her number. Hand it over. Thank you for everything.
Of course. Hunters got to stick together, right? At least the good ones, anyway.
Yeah.
She takes your number, she folds it and sticks it in one of the little pockets of her apron.
You have a good night, ma'am. Ophelia will head out. She not giving us much of a shit about if a patch of grass is wet. She'll just find a random place, throw her jacket down, and she's out for the night. The coke's worn off.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll find a place to sleep nearby them so that we're not separated or whatever.
Sure. And so as you drift into sleep under the stars by Lake Palourde, near the glowing chicken shack that all the lights slowly turn off, all the buzzing stops, we'll end this session and see what happens next time.
I text Martin. Don't worry, we're not dead.
Wake up, you asshole!
Sorry, I don't have any breakfast ready.
Well, thanks everyone for watching at home. However many of you end up watching this after the fact, because I think we have 0 viewers.
Hey.
At the moment, maybe 1. So thanks everyone, and we hope that you enjoyed this portion of the story. Definitely starting to get things headed in a direction. Will that turn out well for our hunters? We don't know. I guess we'll find out next time. Goodbye, everyone.